Total disrepair. Just give me a second. Hello and
All
welcome
right.
into everybody joining in on YouTube. It is so good to have you in here with us for the day. If you are new here, we just simply debate Trump supporters all day long. We figure out how there's still so many Americans that support a president who's just a total fascist, a total authoritarian, and has been proving it to us time and time again. We already have our first guest loaded into the live. Total disrepair. If you want to take it away and tell us how the hell you still support Trump as president, you have my full
I
attention.
support Trump because I'm actually a fascist myself. I will gladly admit that. So there's one take on it. I also support Trump because I don't see any other presidential candidate better than him to run a country.
Well, sorry, I had to blow my nose there.
Oh no, that's okay.
I have
brother.
a question. Yeah, if you had a fascist leader that killed your family in front of you, how'd that make you feel?
I mean, honestly, I just really wouldn't care. As long
All right, moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We got Ben loading up into the box, guys. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, y'all. Yeah, why the hell would that deserve a platform? We're going to get that off the live and move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Just be patient. Welcome to Do You Support Trump?
Where's the anxiety pen?
Banned. Moving on, we're going to go to put the rules back up on the middle of the screen, guys. Go to put a mag with your age double in that chat if you do want to join. For everybody joining in all over on YouTube, I apologize. That is the guess, the first guess that you had to hear. There's a handful of donations that I'd like to thank here real quick, but like I've been trying to get, like one Trump supporter to get loaded in here before I start thanking donations. So let's try to find like one Trump supporter that's ready and willing to come up here to have a debate. Right now, it's just simply like it seems like impossible. To do it. It literally seems like impossible to do. Like Trump supporters are just so hard to find. Ashley, thank you for the motorcycle. I appreciate you for that love. We are going to go and start thanking Gibbs here. Yo, Justin, Mr. Justin with the $80 donation over on PayPal. I'm going to go ahead and read your message to myself because it is a little bit longer, but Justin, dude, thank you so much. Everybody, I want all 13.6 thousand of you guys to show some extra love to Justin for the very first donation of the stream. Justin, thank you so much. Now we're going to go and try to find that very first Trump supporter of the day to come up here and debate, y'all. It has proven incredibly difficult. Listen, if you happen to be one of the near 14,000 people watching on TikTok, I know that there's a handful of y'all that are going to be American adults that support Trump. Okay, well, have a spine, have a backbone, come up here and debate me. Right? I feel like right now political conversation and discourse between people that disagree is so important, and I want to talk to you. So tell me why. I can tell you all that I want to talk to you. You know, the thousands of Trump supporters that are in here right now, and there's not a single one of you that are ready and willing to come up here and have a debate. Is it because you know that you're wrong? You know, I have no other way to explain, this phenomenon where we'll just have so many people in the stream and nobody wants to come up here. What's going on? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Yeah. What year were you born in?
I was born in 2008. Can you stretch your asshole?
Yeah, banned. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. We got that next guest loading up in right now, y'all. We are nearly 20 minutes into the stream and without one debate. 20 minutes in without one debate. Thousands of people coming in and out. 13.3 thousand people right now. So if anybody ever tries to tell you that the right has the momentum, dude, I hope that this live proves them wrong. We have like 14,000 people watching their live right now. Out of 14,000 people, that's like over 4 times the size of my high school class was, or high school as a whole was. There's not one person that wants to debate. Out of over 14,000 people, the liberals are winning. Progressivism is winning. Socially speaking, it seems like MAGA is dead. I'm going to be honest, like socially speaking. In America, on the internet, MAGA is dead, right? And if any of you guys would have proved me wrong by coming up here and telling me why you support Trump, given that you're at least an American adult, feel free to. But right now, MAGA seems like it's pretty dead. Welcome in, Daniel. Do you support Trump?
Oh, God. You can hear me?
Yeah, do you support Trump?
Yeah, a little bit. Something.
Yeah, if you could teleport back to the election in November, who do you voted for? Just so I could get a good idea of where you
I did vote for Trump, yeah.
Would you vote for him again?
Not as quickly.
Okay, that's still not an answer to my question. At the end of the day, would you or would you have not?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Daniel, go ahead and take it away. Why?
Honestly, the trade stuff that's going on.
The
I was
trade
just tired
stuff
of
that's
that.
going on. Okay, well, like what specifically about his quote-unquote trade policy are you a fan of? Tell us.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, what about his trade policy are you a fan of?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain my viewpoint on it.
Okay.
Um,
Should I move on?
the way it was done, I think could have been a lot better.
Okay, well, like what trade stuff?
The EU stuff that's going on.
What EU stuff?
The deals that are being made with the EU for trade.
Which ones?
What do you mean?
I mean, like which ones? What trade deals are being made with the EU and America right now?
Is there not just a general trade policy with American produced goods?
I mean, I'm asking you to tell me about it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not versed in exactly what.
Okay, well then how the hell can you sit here and tell me that this is why you support this dude who's an adjudicated rapist, 34 count felon as president when you don't even know what it is? Like, with all due respect, that's a little bit absurd.
Yeah, I don't think the whole. How did you say it?
I said adjudicated rapist, 34 count felon as president.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you support that guy in the Oval Office, but like you don't even really know why? It's because of the trade stuff, but then you don't even know what trade stuff. Like there's so many like cons to Trump. Like yesterday, he literally fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because they reported that we lost jobs last month, and then he called it rigged. Okay, that's some authoritarian shit.
awful.
Completely anti-intellectualist. Dude, L. One of the biggest L's since this term started. And you're telling me that you still support him as president because of a trade deal with the EU that you can't even articulate?
Yep.
Okay, what are we gaining from the trade deal with the EU that you can't even articulate? What are we getting from it?
Goods and services, sir.
Which goods and services? What's happening? What are we getting from it? Goods and services? What does that even mean? That's just purely rhetorical. That there's nothing of substance to what you just said. Like you're like, in other words, you're literally just telling me that you support Trump because of words. Like seriously, unless you could give me any substance here, any facts, right? Maybe a more nuanced description of this trade deal or what it's doing for us, right? Then you have an argument. Or right now, you're it's just words. You have words to support Trump, and like they're not even like cogent words at that. EU goods and services. What?
Yep.
Okay, yes is not a response to what I just said. I didn't ask a yes or
I'm
no
sorry.
question. In fact,
I'm sorry.
in fact, I didn't even ask a question. I made a statement.
No, I apologize. I'm getting ready for work. I just pressed the request button as I was getting ready because you wanted to speak to somebody.
No worries, Daniel.
So
Well,
I just popped in.
no worries. I guess I hope you have a good rest of your day. And we're going to move on to the next guest. I apologize if I was a little bit too hard on you, Daniel, but it's just like it seems like you had vibes, you know? Support Trump because of the vibes. What's up, Austin? Do you support Trump? Okay, Austin isn't even here, you guys. The rules for joining the live are very clear. Make sure that you're at least 18 years old from America and support Trump. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, everybody. But once again, we truly do just want to talk to people that support Trump. In fact, we're going to go to put the rules back up in the middle of the screen until we can get that next Trump supporter loaded in. So make sure that you're at least 18, American, MAGA, and ready to debate, everybody. If you want to skip the line and come right back up onto the stream, just go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that comment section. But guys, I don't even know how much longer we're going to be able to do these daily live streams. Like, I'm pretty sure that we've won. I don't even know what to say. Like, MAGA is dead. We've won. Like, we can't even get debates with like over like 12,000 people in here. These live streams are very close to just having their purpose served. You know what I mean? Well, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, no, they're not even here. So like the day where we're able to go like 2, 3, 4 hours, like a whole stream with shit like this, and like have nobody that's willing to debate us on why they support Trump, and then those that are just completely incoherent, like that first guess, like that's when the purpose of these streams are served. I'm gonna be honest. Welcome in, Kenneth. Do you support Trump?
Of course I do. I'm one of the founding members of Black. I've been down with Trump since like 2015.
Have we already had a chat?
No, I don't believe so.
I think that we have. Well, I don't know. We'll talk again, though, just in case we haven't. Now, before we hop into the debate, I'm going to go and thank a handful of people here. First and foremost, dude, oh my God. Anonymous, thank you so much for the $200 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Holy crap. Thank you. We can please get 2,000 Anon W's down below in that live chat right now. That would mean the absolute world to me. Thank you so much. That is so incredibly
Now
kind.
I am TikTok famous now. You probably heard of me though.
Very, very nice. I've not heard of you. But that is cool that you are TikTok famous. Once again, Anon, thank you so much for the love. If everybody could please show some love to Anon down below. As well as Kylie, thank you for the $5, saying, hey, big fan. I went on my first debate live today. Yeah, that is awesome. As well as I see your question there. Hopefully, if it comes up later in the debates on this live, I'll happily try to give it a good answer. But thank you so much for the $5, Kylie. As well as Shannon with the $20 over on Venmo about 30 seconds ago. Thank you, Shannon. Let's get 200 Shannon W's. Shannon says, "Here's $20 for the win." Thank you so much. As well as Kayla, thank you for the $3 over on Venmo. And then Dion with a 4, Jasmine with a 5, Caroline with a $10, and Ryan 11 minutes ago with a 30. Holy crap, Ryan! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Show some love to Ryan. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys for the love. Now, back to you, Kenneth. Do you mind if I actually ask you a question?
Of course.
All right. So, most of the time when we're hosting these streams, I ask the question, why do you support Trump? Then you get to give your argument. But, honestly, I have a couple concerns with the Trump administration right now that I'd like you to kind of give your thoughts on. So my first concern is the blatant anti-intellectualist authoritarianism that we've seen from the administration. Yesterday we had the Bureau of Labor Statistics report that we lost jobs last month. Trump's response wasn't to say, okay, what do I need to update in my economic policy to ensure that this doesn't happen? Instead, his response was to fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics and call it rigged. Obvious anti-intellectual authoritarianism.
Well, I think we're anti-elitist, but I think she's been wrong for so often. If I go to my boss with false numbers over and over again, I'm going to get fired. And she suffered that consequence. She's been wrong, and she's a Biden appointee, so I'm thinking it was something nefarious involved with that. So,
well, Donald Trump has said that she's been right for the last
he thought
6
she
months.
was.
What happened now?
He thought she was, because I'm sure he doesn't check the numbers himself, but after repeatedly failures on her part, she need to be gone.
No,
I agree with
he hasn't
that.
reported any failures from her since his term began, because she's been reporting that the economy has been gaining jobs every single month.
I know, she's been lying.
About the economy gaining jobs?
Yeah, it's a setup to fail. That's what she's doing. Like I said, she's like a plant from Biden administration.
Wait, if she was lying about the economy gaining jobs, then how come the Trump administration parroted those lies, quote unquote?
Because they believed her, because she's in that position. They trusted her with her opinion. But after further review, knowing her track record, May, June, everything was wrong, but she has to be held accountable.
Says
and
who?
Trump has held her accountable.
Says who?
What do you mean, says who?
Says who? Who says that it's wrong?
She the revised numbers came out, and she was like 80,000 off per month.
Job numbers always get revised. So the way that it works.
Not that much.
Actually,
she was
yes.
way off.
We've had job numbers revised even more than 100K.
And she was way off. And I don't think Trump likes that type of miscalculation. She wasn't very good at her job.
It's not even a miscalculation. I can explain to you how it works. So the way
I don't really care how. I know that Trump got rid of her because she was a problematic.
So it's important for me to explain how this works, because you're
And
making.
she also affected Jerome Powell's
Can you please
decision
stop
to
talking?
lower interest rate. Well, you talk all the time.
Well, I'm trying to respond to what you said, because you made an argument.
No, I'm saying Jerome Powell.
We're not talking. We're not talking about Jerome Powell yet. I want to respond to your argument saying that she was way off.
No,
Is it okay if I
because she
respond to
had.
that?
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Kenneth. So you made the
Hey,
argument.
no problem. White privilege. There you go. White privilege.
What?
I said white privilege. You're welcome, sir. You have white privilege.
I'm just gonna go ahead and continue now. So you made an argument that she's been like way off in prior months because of the job revision reports. So actually, job revisions from the Bureau of Labor Statistics don't indicate miscalculations or wrongdoings on behalf of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. In fact, the original numbers that we get month by month are only preliminary data that are for the most part based on estimates. Right? And then as the months go by and we gain more and more information about the specifics of the jobs that were lost and gained in any particular month, then we revise the old reports from estimates to what it actually was. And this isn't a miscalculation of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It is quite literally the formula of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This happens almost every single month. It happened under Biden's term. It happened under Trump's first term. It happened under Obama. It happened under Bush. It happened under Clinton. This is just simply the way that the Bureau of Labor Statistics operates. They start with preliminary data in which they use to draw estimates, and then they squeeze those estimates either down or up based upon what the real data after months of calculation shows.
I understand that, but she's been too wrong too often. Therefore, we need somebody else to replace her that is more accurate. Because, our economy is based on, we need Jerome Powell to understand that we need those interest rate cuts. And with their false numbers, her miscalculations, they're hurting the economy. She's hurting the economy. And plus, like I said, I'm thinking she was nefarious Biden administration appointee, and she was trying to undermine the economy. So I'm glad he got rid of her. She's fired now. So we appreciate that on Blacka's
We
side.
can't move on. The reason we can't move on is because I just described how she wasn't wrong. Those were just the estimates, and the estimates are always revised.
Okay, that's your opinion. That's not our opinion on this side here.
That's
We
what has
feel that
always happened.
I listen. We don't believe that, so therefore we got rid of the problem, and we're going to try to correct the problem.
Okay,
I know you guys lost, so
Can you
but you're
please
not
show
in
me?
charge anymore.
Can you please show me either historically or in like the explicit rules and regulations of operation of the Bureau of Labor Statistics where they expect their preliminary data to be accurate? Like
No,
they
no,
don't
like
have
I
an
said,
expectation that it's accurate. They literally
no,
report it as an estimate.
I know, but like I said, an estimate should be close to something, and she was way so far off. It wasn't even a good estimate.
Okay,
She,
what
I
are-
mean, she was like.
What are the
like I
guidelines
said,
from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that indicate what is a good or bad
No,
estimate?
I pay attention to the way the revisions go, and the way her numbers are way off. I think she needs to be held accountable, and that's what Trump has done. He held her accountable. So
How are you
and like I
determining?
said,
How are you determining
what
that
I-
it's
what-
way off?
because of the, I mean, she was off by how many jobs?
By like
I mean, and
90,000?
yeah, that's way off.
I mean,
And during
obviously,
and
then you're
during
just
the,
not,
can I finish?
then obviously you're just not educated on historical job reports. I mean, like for instance, under the Biden-Harris administration, we had a job report that was literally off by
May I
like
finish?
500,000. Under the
May
first
I
Trump
finish?
administration, we had a job report that was literally off by 400,000.
Was she in charge of that too?
No, not under the first Trump administration. That's what
I mean, she was in charge of Biden when you say they were off. I mean, she has a history, a track record of being wrong.
And then
Therefore, we're going to put somebody in there that
That's-
does the job
Kenneth,
correctly.
Kenneth, you're not hearing me. Even under Trump's first term, when they didn't have whoever this lady is and they had somebody else, they still had revised job reports of upwards of 300,000.
Listen, she's gone now. She's gone now. We're going to have a prosperous economy after Jerome Powell understands that he needs to drop interest rates. Is a tool.
You're now pivoting. Stop pivoting.
No, and I mean, I'm letting you know what we're trying to do here.
Okay, I know exactly. You're pivoting away from my argument that he. Like,
No,
fired
I'm
her
saying that
because she
this is for the
reported,
good. This
we
is for
lost
the
jobs
good
this
of the
month.
country.
Wait, so
This is for the good.
So you'd say that Donald Trump's like authoritarianism and firing her for reporting that we lost jobs last month?
I think
was good for the country?
Trump graduated from the Wharton School, Ivy League. He knows what's going on. He knew she was undermining the agenda, and we got rid of her
How is she undermining the agenda?
by reporting false numbers.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to this and describe it one last time, Kenneth.
I know. I heard you.
If you don't listen to me this time, do you know what I'm gonna do to you? I'm gonna kick you. Okay? There's nothing nefarious about the estimates that we get from preliminary job data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Releasing estimates about how many jobs we gained or lost in a given month, and then later revising it, even if the job revisions are of like figures of 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, right, are not new. In fact, they're expected. So the first like preliminary estimates are just supposed to give us a decent idea if we're gaining or losing, right? That's the only purpose that they serve. They're incredibly preliminary data, right? That the Fed doesn't use, right? Generally speaking, and that our Congress doesn't use to like truly have a set in stone
Generally
idea
speaking,
of
generally
what's going
speaking.
on in the American economy. Okay, preliminary estimates come out every single month, and they always have since the Bureau of Labor Statistics was formed. Job revisions have happened nearly every single month since the Bureau of Labor Statistics was formed. This is happening now, happened under Biden, happened under Trump, happened under Obama, happened under Bush. So my question to you would be, if these job revisions haven't been bad, false, or nefarious under any president before Trump, why are they bad, false, and nefarious now?
Am I allowed to speak now?
You're allowed to respond.
Oh, thank you. I think we have a undermining of the Trump agenda as popularized by the Russia gate and this whole e-file hoax. You guys have been running hoaxes for a long time, and we have to be particularly aware of the undermining of our economy, undermining of our administration. And Trump recognized that, and he got rid of her. I mean, he has he's the commander in chief, and she serves at the pleasure of the president. So she's gone now, and we appreciate that.
Okay. Kenneth, do you think that you genuinely responded to anything that I said?
Oh yeah, I answered everything you said.
Okay, so how did you answer to the fact that job revisions have happened every single month since?
No, I took that into account. I took that into account. But like I
So what
said,
was your
Trump is.
response?
I said Trump has expressed the fact that he felt that she was undermining, and I side with Trump.
Okay, yeah, but there's no reason to believe that she was undermining it since this has always happened.
Okay,
Can you
that's not
respond
what
to
we
that?
believe. No, that's what we don't believe that. That's what I'm telling you. We don't believe
Wait,
that.
you're saying that you don't believe that job revisions have always happened?
No, I said we don't believe it was not nefarious in what she was doing. I think the way she miscalculated the job numbers, it seemed like she was trying to undermine the consent of Colin Powell. I mean, Jerome Powell to lower the interest rates. I think it was
So
calculated.
You just called it a miscalculation. It wasn't a
And
miscalculation.
we see judges who are.
It wasn't a miscalculation. It was a preliminary estimate that didn't claim to be a calculation of the true numbers of jobs lost or gained.
I mean, we've seen this with the judges, the undermining with the judges, and now with this lady here. I mean, we want to root all this out here. We want to
Okay,
move forward and not have people hold us back.
You're not responding to what I just said. Do you think that all of,
I'm
like,
trying to. I'm
do you
trying
think that
to.
all of,
But
like do you think like the super high numbers of jobs added to the economy in the first couple months of his term were also miscalculated then?
I'm pretty. Well, if she was in charge, then yeah, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt because I don't believe her.
Okay, what's her name?
Kruger. I mean, I'm not sure what the name was.
Yeah, you don't even know her name, but you know that she's nefarious. You have what is called TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. That's not something that liberals have. That's something that conservatives have, like you. And then you also like use that as
Do
an
I have to know
opportunity-
people he fired?
This
Do I have to-
also gives me the opportunity to respond to something else that you said there to pivot. You said that Russian interference in the 2016 election was a hoax. I don't know why you'd say that. It's been proven by the FBI. It was even it's been proven by the CIA. It was proven by the Mueller report. Not to mention, it was also proven by two separate special counsels under Donald Trump's first administration, directed by him and his admin. And then now,
That's not
right,
what
not
Tulsi
even-
Gabbard said.
not even Tulsi Gabbard is saying that there was no Russian interference.
And
In
what
fact,
we
she
have
has
new
affirmed-
information now. That's what.
In fact, she has already affirmed that there was Russian interference. She was saying that the treasonous actions that Obama engaged in was saying that
Treasonous
interference-
conspiracy.
It was saying that interference favored Trump over Hillary, not that the interference didn't happen at all.
Are we gonna have? I mean, you ask people to come up and debate, but you mute me. Why do you do that?
Because you interrupted me.
I mean, you talk all the time, and you really don't. You just repeat.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what you say, I will continue to like mute you. When you
I mean,
interrupt me.
it's your show. I'm just asking, why do you invite people up and you don't let me talk?
I will not let you talk when I'm already talking.
Okay, that's okay. I understand. And can a man speak now?
Yeah, respond to what I said about Russia.
Okay, here we go. Respond to what I said. I'm trying to lay out the foundation of what we're trying to do here, and you're bloviating. I don't even know what you're doing here.
Okay, I'll repeat myself. So you said that Russian interference in the 2016 election was a hoax. It was
Yeah, it
proven-
was a hoax. We know it was a hoax.
So that was an interruption, Kenneth. It was proven by the CIA. It was proven by the FBI. It was proven by the Mueller report, all in 2016.
You mean
And
Comey?
that
He's
was
a
that was
liar.
second-
James
that
Comey was a
that-
liar.
That's a second interruption, Kenneth. If you interrupt me again, I'm just going to remove you from the live stream. Okay. Unmute. Because you said that you didn't like it when I mute you. So
Okay,
just
yeah,
unmute.
I agree. Go, yes,
So you said that there wasn't interference in the 2016 election. Interference in the 2016 election was proven right after the 2016 election by the CIA, by the FBI, and by the Mueller report. Now, when Donald Trump was inaugurated for his first term, he said, "Oh, that's all fake. That was Obama's CIA and FBI." Right? That was Obama's Mueller report. So now we're going to do our own investigation. So Donald Trump's DOJ, Donald Trump's FBI launched 2 special counsels to investigate Russian interference in the 2016 election. Both of Donald Trump's special counsels, run by his intelligence groups, right, came to the conclusion that there was Russian interference in the 2016 election. Right now, even today in his second term, Tulsi Gabbard, right, the person that is now leading the charge against Obama, has not contradicted that. She's never said that there wasn't any Russian interference. She said that Donald Trump's claim against Obama is that Obama committed treason by suggesting that interference that did exist, right, favored Trump over Clinton. And the reason why even Tulsi Gabbard today will not say there was no Russian interference is because it was also found by the Republican Senate under Donald Trump's first term.
I'm pretty sure that. May I speak now or no? I think the Russia has been, the Soviet Union before has been interfering in our elections since after the Second World War. And we know they interfered. They try to undermine our elections. So she's not going to deny that they tried. But the way that the Obama and probably Clinton and Brennan and definitely James Comey tried to push that narrative out there, tried to do what they call a coup, a media coup of the administration, trying to undermine his administration. I think that was treasonous conspiracy. And that's what Tulsi Gabbard is going to uncover. I think Kash Patel found some bags of incriminating evidence, a bag full of them. They were supposed to be burned. We're going to do this investigation, and we're going to find out who the real culprits were who tried to undermine the Trump administration. And it wasn't Putin. It was Clinton. It was Obama, Brennan, and Comey. Remember Comey, the guy who said 86-47? He was the one behind that. So we know he doesn't like Trump. And we know he's about undermining Trump. We know Obama's about undermining Trump. We know that Clinton is about undermining Trump. So we have all these underminers. Then we have to look to see what they were really doing. And we can't really take what they say as the truth because they're known liars.
Comey's
So-
findings were consistent with the findings of the Republican Senate and 2 special counsels under
But
Donald Trump's
Comey
first
wanted
administration.
86-47. Remember that guy? He said 86, and his daughter was the worse than he was probably.
Okay.
So I'm not going to take these deep state operatives
Okay.
and take their word as verbatim. And neither is Trump.
So then take the word of the Republican Senate and the 2 special counsels under Donald
The
Trump's first term
rhinos,
that agreed
the
with him.
rhinos, the rhinos.
Are you saying that Donald Trump's own people didn't like him?
I'm talking. No, they're not his people. MAGA's his people. I'm talking like Mitch McConnell.
Yeah,
the rhinos.
We're talking about the special counsels that he formed.
You know what happens is that when Trump took over the Republican Party, we have a lot of people with animosity, like the old Bushes and the McConnells and those people. They don't like Trump because he took them over.
His
and
own
they're-
special counsels?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Hey, I have a question. How do you feel about Marco Rubio?
I mean, little Marco was an adversary at first, so we can understand the transformation.
But Marco
He got a
Rubio is
better-
very, very pro-Trump, right?
I mean, he got a good job now, so I guess he's towing the line. But
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was
Oh,
little Marco.
Wait, you just said that Marco Rubio is now towing the line with MAGA. He's a part of MAGA. Marco Rubio was a part of the council that concluded that the findings of Comey were consistent. With the
I know
findings
that
of
he
the
was a
Republican
former
Senate.
rhino. He ran against Trump. He was one of the people trying to
yeah.
undermine Trump.
Yeah. All that you're saying is that if anybody ever disagrees with the narrative that Trump sets forth, they are slimy, vindictive, hate Trump, and are willing to contradict the truth in order to get him out, even if they're his own people, even if they're his own special counsels. See, that's like a big issue with that drives cult behaviors in this country, right? You're basically saying that Trump is all good, all perfect, all the time. You make him to be a god. You were literally superimposing a depiction, right, upon Trump that is very similar to that of Christians with Jesus, right? You're saying cult behavior, right? The dear leader can do no wrong, right? So when we have the CIA conclude in the Mueller report under Obama's administration at the end of it that Russia interfered with the election, right? Well, Donald Trump has said that they didn't, so therefore that Mueller report was wrong because a dear leader can do no wrong, right? But then what happened after that? Trump was inaugurated and he formed a special counsel to prove, right, that Mueller report was wrong and there was no evidence to support Russian interference in the 2016 election. Well, that backfired on him because that special counsel concluded that the Mueller report was right and that there was Russian interference, even though he was still saying that there wasn't. So then what's your response to that? Oh, well, rhinos? People in the Republican Party that also don't like Trump, like Obama? Okay. Well, that explains how the dear leader can do no wrong. The special counsel was also wrong. Well, the second special counsel that Donald Trump formed to investigate it again, because he also claimed that the first special counsel was wrong, that backfired for a second time. They also found that there was no wrongdoing on behalf of the Obama administration and that there was Russian interference in the 2016 election. So then you just repeat yourself. You say that they're also rhinos. You say that they're also out to get Trump. The dear leader can do no wrong. So then after the two special counsels that were investigating this without bias in accordance with the methodology set forth by the standards of our government, then Donald Trump kicked it back to the Senate. He said, my Republican senators are good politicians that are incentivized to be on my good side because I'll support them if they ever choose to run again. I bet the Republican Senate will conclude that I'm right and there was no Russian interference in the 2016 election. Well, then the Russian,
Do you think James Comey
Senate,
was?
but then the Russian, not the Russian, but then the Republican Senate found out, holy shit, if we do what Trump wants us to do, if we report that there was no Russian interference in the 2016 election, we are contradicting evidence that exists that everybody has access to, and it'd essentially be like us calling the earth flat. So then even that Republican Senate ruled that there was Russian interference in the 2016 election. And then once again, your response to that was to say, rhinos, anti-MAGA Republicans, even though they included people like Marco Rubio, who are now Donald Trump's #1 fans. And you explain that too by saying, well, he wasn't a fan when he ruled against Trump, but he is a fan when he agrees with Trump, because the dear leader can do no harm. That was very long-winded, but I think it needed to be long-winded because I just truly wanted to demonstrate how big of a member of a cult you truly are.
What we know is that this whole thing where they said that they pretended like Trump was part of a Russia agency. The Russia Gate occupied the news, and that was pressed on by Clinton and Obama, and Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel will bring that to light. So I mean, you can placate if you want to, but we know on the right what happened. We're seeing it happen again with the e-files, and we're not going to fall for it anymore. And we're going to look for the deals that Trump is striking with the EU, Japan, South Korea.
You're better
the
than
Pacific
Caroline
Rim.
Levitt. You're better than Caroline Levitt. I love it. Ignore everything that I just said, then start talking about trade deals. With
Well,
the EU.
you're very ignorable because you repeat the same talking point. I mean, none of your stuff is right. I've heard it all before. So you're regurgitating the same stuff over and over again, and it's false. So
That's the way to debate. Just call it false.
Wait,
then
one
pivot.
second,
It's good.
young man. You still got pimples on your face, young man. Let me tell you how things work. I don't think you know how.
I'm sorry. You tried to I don't know, talk down to me, so I just muted you. Look at that. That's so cool. That's great. No, I just want to see how far you're willing to take this cult behavior, because you're a pro cult member. I mean, you're doing better than Caroline Levitt right now. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. So what's the spin on Donald Trump when he went on Howard Stern's podcast and boasted about how he liked to perv on the naked women backstage before their beauty pageants in their changing rooms?
Oh, are we talking? I mean, what year was that? I thought we were talking about the President Trump 47.
2005.
Oh, that was, I can't even remember back then. I know he's in charge of pageants, and we know that Trump likes grown women. So, I mean, that's what his thing is. He likes grown women. So, I mean, he's been a hero for a lot of people for a long time. He's done a lot of good with his buildings. I love architecture. I love what he did for New York. And we love businessmen. And he's taken another step. I mean, no other president has tried to get these deals. And I know the job numbers are down now because the lady who was fired.
Dude, look at what you just did. I bring up the fact that Donald Trump went on Howard Stern's podcast and then started boasting about how he likes to perv on women while they were in their dressing rooms in women's only spaces and they were naked, and he'd walk back there and look at them and talk about how good they looked. And then your response is to say, he's a businessman that's achieving trade deals? Try again. The amount of kiss ass is astonishing.
And also he promised to get rid of, keep black jobs because they're Latinos and the immigrants.
Try again. You are still not responding to what I brought up. I'm going to mute you every time you don't respond. That's annoying as hell. I know. That's why you should just respond. Unmute and try again. No deflections here.
What do you want me to say? Why Trump was in the dressing room? Because it was his pageant.
So you think the fact that he owned the building gave him the right to perv on naked?
Yeah,
adult
I
women?
mean, he didn't get the right to perv, but he is the right to. It's his pageant. He can check things out. It's a different time than you youngins really understand. It was a different time back then. These are beauty pageants.
I think that we're just gonna listen to the clip together.
I don't want to.
Oh well, then leave. Gagged. Here we go. Pulling it up.
Imagine.
Everyone, just give us a second. I want to hear his spin on this.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell me
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Thoughts?
I mean, we know the nature of the Howard Stern show. You ever heard of the Howard Stern?
Have I ever heard of Howard Stern? I've heard.
Yeah.
Of
Have you
Howard
ever heard the Howard Stern show?
Stern. I think I saw a couple clips of Beetlejuice on it.
Yeah, but before your time. But the nature of that show is to be provocative, and Trump is he's a personality. So I can appreciate what he did there. There's nothing wrong with that. There was no, he understands that he was the owner operator, and he made the pageants big. They haven't been the same since he left, and they were beauty pageants.
So I just want to clarify: you could appreciate an older man exploiting naked young teenage girls and naked grown adult women.
No, I can appreciate people of age, going to their biology and appreciating the opposite sex. You know what I mean?
Well,
I like pretty women. I like pretty women too.
We're supposed to appreciate individuals that are a part of our gender that we're sexually attracted to consensually. Okay? What the fuck? So you're sitting here and you're telling me that like Donald Trump leveraging his power as the owner of this pageant to walk backstage and to perv on naked teenage girls, because this happened at Miss Teen USA, as well as naked adult women without consent, right? And then you call that just an appreciation of the opposite sex, and you like pretty women too, is sick. Very sick, Kenneth. This is,
Well, I do like pretty women.
I'm going to be honest. This is rapist rhetoric.
No, it's not. I mean, like I said, it's a different time when men were men.
Oh, okay. So men were men back in the early 2000s, and when men were men, they were rapists and sexual exploiters that like to take advantage of and perv on naked teenage girls and take advantage of and perv on naked adult women. Is that when men were men, Kenneth? Is that when men were men?
Trump is a high value man. So when you're high value, you have your choice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you probably don't think that anything that Epstein did was wrong either then, right? Because you're basically telling us that taking advantage and sexually exploiting naked teenage girls and grown adult women is okay because you have the choice to do that if you're a billionaire. So I guess Epstein just had the choice to buy the island. Epstein had the choice to sexually exploit minors and rape them on the island. He had the choice to do that because he was a billionaire, right? Isn't that your argument, Kenneth?
Hell no.
Oh, it's hell no. That's not your argument. Okay.
No, of course no.
Okay. So then you agree that Donald Trump sexually exploiting and leveraging his power as the owner of this pageant by walking backstage into women's only spaces explicitly for the intention and purpose of looking at the naked bodies of minors and naked bodies of grown adult women without their consent in a space where he wasn't supposed to be is incredibly morally wrong.
I think the adult women that came out of parade in their swimsuit trying to win a beauty pageant under his purview, I think they appreciated come back and him looking at them because that's what they wanted.
Oh, really? Because everybody that's publicly spoken about it says the exact opposite. It's funny
And that's
that
not what
you're
I
going
read.
to
That's not-
assume. It's funny that you're going to assume that the woman wanted it. You know that's what rapists do again, Kenneth. This is now my second time.
If you're a woman in a beauty pageant,
So now this is the second time I've told you that that's what rapists say. Rapists say that she wanted it.
I don't know what rapists say. Do you know what rapists say?
So now this is the second time that you said something that rapists say. Why do you
How do
continue
you
to
know
say?
what rapists say? How do you know what rapists say?
Yeah, because unlike you, I pay attention to rape culture in
You
America
pay attention-
because I actually care about it and I want to end it.
You pay attention to rapists?
I pay attention to
You
rape
take
culture
notes when they
in
talk to you.
America.
Do you take
Absolutely.
notes? When the rapists talk to you, take notes and say what they say. See,
Yes, when rapists talk about what they do and rape culture is promoted in America, I absolutely do pay attention. I
what
absolutely
rapists?
do take
What
notes.
rapists are you talking about? What rapists do you take notes on? Which one?
Oh, I don't know. You've never heard you know like a very typical story that happens to so many women where a man will rape them, a man will take advantage of them.
No,
and then the man
I
will say,
want to know your
"Oh,
account. Where are you getting?
and then the man will say that she wanted it.
I want to know where you're getting your accounts from. Who are you taking notes from? What rapists are you taking notes from?
A lot of my friends that have been victimized.
Are rapists? A lot of your friends are rapists?
I just said that a lot of my friends have been victimized. Why are you grossly misinterpreting what I'm saying to mean to mean the opposite? Not only is that like incredibly defamatory because I just said a lot of my friends have been victimized by rapists, and then you turn around and say so you're friends with a rapist. So not only is that defamatory towards myself, but it is also like incredibly undermining of like the harm that rape causes because you were just novelizing it. You were acting as if it is trivial. You were acting ignorant to what rapists do. Kenneth, are you a rapist?
Well, are you going to interview me? Because you take the notes of rapists. You want to interview me?
Can you answer my question?
No, of course not. I have 4 healthy children. I love them both.
Can we agree that that is very like wrong, and we need to do what we can as a society? To
No, I'm
stop
trying to
that?
figure out what notes have you taken.
Listen, can we agree that like rape is incredibly bad, right? And it's so harmful, and we need to do whatever we can as a society to stay mindful. Right,
Hey, who
of it.
raped now? Who are we talking about? Who's the rapist?
Kenneth, if you don't answer my question, I'm going to kick you.
I'm asking you, who are we talking about?
You're asking me something, right? So you're not giving me an answer.
I'm asking you, who are the rapists we're talking?
Men that have raped women, men that have
And
sexually
yeah, I mean,
exploited
what
women.
men have you? You said you took notes. You know what they say,
I'll repeat
right?
myself.
and I'm trying.
I'll repeat myself. I have a lot, right, of women that have either been my friends growing up or my friends today, friends that I went to school with at CU Boulder, friends that I went to school with in high school, friends that I have over the internet, people that are a part of my community, et cetera, that have told their story. And I listen to their stories, right? And when you listen to the stories of survivors, you start to see very common trends, right? And those common trends are described as rape culture, right? And a couple of those common trends that we see are statements along the line of, well, the man will say that she wanted it. The man will say
I
she
think rape is
thought
a
she
very-
was consenting even though she didn't say so. The man will say he was drunk too, right? These are all very common stories, right? About how women and girls are victimized in this country, right? Are hurt so incredibly badly in this country. And to act ignorant to these facts, right, is morally appalling to the highest degree.
How many rape victims do you know that I'll open up to you? How many do you know?
Why would I tell you that?
I mean, you said you had a plethora of them. Or they all came to you and told you their story?
I have talked to quite a few victims of rape.
And they all come to you? Why do they come to you? You like the rape whisperer?
All right, man. Well, I understand that this conversation is going nowhere. I understand that you are just continuing to novelize this. You are continuing to.
I'm trying to talk about trade, and you bring up.
And you are continuing to undermine harm towards women. Kenneth, you don't care
talk about
rape.
trade.
You don't care about sexual exploitation. You don't care about sexual violence. You don't care about harm towards women. You're an absolute POS. You are an absolute POS, Kenneth. And honestly, right, like the conglomeration of things that you've said so far in the live making it abundantly clear that you don't care about Grape, and then turning around and saying the same shit that Grapist does raises some questions in my brain about you.
I was
And
here
I'll
to
leave
talk
it
about
there.
trade.
And I'll leave it there. And I'll leave it there. And I don't feel like that's unrealistic either. Dude completely trivializes Grape, completely undermines the harm caused by it, makes it clear that he doesn't care, and then repeats the same shit that Grapists say. Raises some questions. It does. I'm going to be honest. Okay? Right? And if you're out there and you're like, that doesn't raise some questions, right? You're lying to yourself. That should raise questions for anybody. But now, everybody, for the 12.4 thousand people in the TikTok live stream, we got 2 flags already. Typically, we get 2 flags about every 2 or 3 hours. However, we got 2 flags in the first hour, so we're going to go ahead and have to hit a restart. So everybody right now, hit that follow button. I will be literally right back. Just hit the follow button. We're doing a quick restart. If you want to be able to find the stream again, when this stream ends, you'll see my profile picture pop up in the middle of your phone screen. Just click on it, and then you'll see a glowing orb around my profile picture again, because I'm going to end the live, then go live again quickly. Then just come right back to the live. Typically, when I do a restart, only around like 30% of the people come back. But y'all, these restarts are going to be happening every single day because of TikTok's terms of service. So if you want to hang out with us, if you want to continue to enjoy the debates, just come right on back, everybody. We have like 12K people in here. I think it'd be really cool to get like 8,000 or 9,000 people back, just from the restart alone. So I'll BRB everybody. See you all in like literally 10 seconds. For everybody on YouTube, what a crazy person to talk to. What an absolute crazy person to talk to be the very first guest of this stream. I can't believe that. I can't believe what Kenneth was saying. Anyways, welcome back in, everybody. I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you so much. There's a handful of donations that we got to get around to. So for everybody tuning in, guys, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen and also sharing out this live with a handful of friends. I do want to thank a couple people, though. First and foremost, Marie, thank you so much for the $10 on YouTube Super Chat, saying I'm a victim of Grape, and that speaks her truth because of people like Kenneth. And Kenny sure sounds like one of the men that assaulted me. Well, I'm really sorry that happened to you, Marie, and I'm also sorry that you had to hear that shit. Also, Jay with the $10. Thank you. Jay says, if MAGA members reject all evidence that conflicts with their presupposition that Trump can do no wrong, can you ask what kind of hypothetical evidence they need to accept it? You know, Jay, that's actually good. I'm going to start asking that. And then Arya, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat, saying thank you for interpreting and the use of words to convey many of our thoughts to those on the other side. Keep it up. Well, thank you for the love. I really appreciate that. Now, for everybody tuning right back in from the restart, for the first 5,000 people tuning back in, y'all, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, everybody. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get that very first Trump supporter loaded up into the box. So if you happen to be one of the very first 5,000 people tuning back in, go ahead, right, and drop a MAGA with your age down below in that comment section. We will get you pulled up here. We're going to go and get JJ.M loaded in right now. While JJ's loading in, Brooke, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Brooke says, thank you for standing up for women. Dude, honestly, it's just standing up for fucking like common decency. And the fact that standing up for common decency is standing up for women in this society just like proves the extent of sexism and patriarchal norms that so many people in the society accept. I appreciate you for the $10, Brooke. And then also Sid, thank you so much for the $40 over on Venmo, Sid. Sid says, I remember when I first started watching you, you really helped me process my trauma with SA. Thank you for speaking up against that. It is the bare minimum, Sid. You were such a dear and valued member of the community. I appreciate you for being here. Guys, let's make sure to show some love to Sid down below. Let's see 400 Sid W's down below in that chat. Thank you, Sid. As well as JJ, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir. July 19th, 2005, I'm 20. First of all, thank you for having me.
Great. Yeah, real quick before we hop into the debate, there's about 3 more people I want to thank here. Elizabeth, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo 13 minutes ago. Then this was 21 minutes ago from Claudia. Dude, Claudia, thank you for the $100 donation over on Venmo. Claudia, that is so incredibly kind of you. Jeez, Claudia. Let's get 1,000 Claudia W's down below in the chat. Seriously, Claudia, thank you so much. You were phenomenal. Thank you, Claudia. Holy crap. 1,000 Claudia W's down below. I do not deserve that at all. Claudia says, longtime watcher and supporter of your work. Want you to know how much you're appreciated. Keep it up. We're winning this. Dude, Claudia, thank you for being here. I'm happy that you've enjoyed the streams. And seriously, that is so much money. I do not deserve that at all. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you for the $100. Show some love to Claudia down below. Holy crap. As well as, go ahead and take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
All right. Well, I am pro God, pro gun, pro life, pro deportation. Um, Look, I'm not trying to violate any TOS. I don't want to interrupt you either. But I can give you a few points why I am, and you can, you know,
Well, so you
give
said
your
that
other
you're
thoughts
you said
on
that
that.
you're pro God gun, mass removal of undocumented immigrants, and anti-abortion. Which one do you want to start with? Because that's quite a few.
Yeah, you can pick on that one, Dean. This is your show, so yeah, take it away.
I mean, dude, like they're all the same to me, you know? Like you tell me that you're pro God, therefore you support Trump. Well, if you were truly like a true Christian, for instance, there's never a day in your life when you'd support Trump. Psalms in the Gospels talk extensively about if you provide to those that are more needy than yourself, you'll be given great glory in the kingdom of heaven. But then also at the same time, then you support Trump, who's now introduced economic policy to literally redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich, that has launched an attack on low-income Americans by stripping their benefits like Medicaid, healthcare, and food stamps, by making them pay more disproportionately in taxes through, let's see here, tariffs, or implementing, more restrictions on the production of clean energy that's expected to increase the price of energy that once again will disproportionately impact low-income Americans. So, I mean, there's the first issue. A second issue is that you said that you're pro-gun and pro-life. I don't really see how that view is consistent, because you tell us that you're okay with infringing upon a woman's right to access healthcare to prevent more deaths of children, but then you're not okay with infringing upon your right to own a gun, even though guns are the leading cause of death in our youth. So it's a little bit contradictory there. And then even about like the pro-mass deportation thing. Well, I mean, we read Leviticus in the Christian Bible. It very explicitly says to treat the foreigners that reside upon you in your land the same as those in which were native born, which seems to contradict the notion of mass deportation, yet you support it anyways. So I would say that all the beliefs you just shared with us kind of like work together in like this intricate web of contradictions.
Did I lose you?
What's that?
Did I lose you? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you fine. Yeah, go ahead and respond, man.
Uh, yeah. So let's say, and first of all, you're saying guns, leading violence and youth deaths or whatever.
Right.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
No, people kill
Correct.
people with guns. And when we legislate on those guns and we implement common sense gun reform, less people kill other people with guns. And gun deaths go down.
So, like, you think that citizens shouldn't be able to own guns at all?
No, that's not what I said. I said that we should probably support common sense gun reform. However, when one of the first things that you say swinging out of the gate is that you're pro-gun, typically that means that you're in opposition to the gun reform that the Democratic Party would suggest. However, I'm not so sure that the Democratic Party has suggested any non-common sense gun reform.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I've just got, like I said, if I leave a gun on the table, it's not gonna shoot. You gotta pull that trigger, and
Well,
I agree.
well,
There should be
What
there.
happens is that parents will leave guns on the table and their kids will pick it up and unalive themselves. So, I mean, there's like one reason why you shouldn't even be able to leave a gun on the table at your house if you have children. That's why I agree with ensuring that legally speaking, guns are kept in proper safekeeping inside of your house.
Oh, of course, I completely agree. You shouldn't leave guns out. They should be in a safe. But guns are to protect yourself from if let's say a government takeover, if that ever happened, and if you're acting like it didn't happen, it's happened many times before, right? And about
Unfortunately not. Like our current like rights to bear and own arms wouldn't prevent like government tyranny, because now the government has like nukes and tanks and ballistic missiles and yeah.
Yeah, but if there's a civil war, the government wouldn't nuke their own people. They wouldn't try to just totally erase a portion of people. If it's a civil war, they want their government. They don't want to make a place unlivable, correct? Because nukes cause radiation and all that kind of stuff. And about pro-life, right? I think it's kind of a soft subject, right? Because I'm all for women's rights and all that. But I think people killing their babies because they don't want them is not okay, right? There's stuff like,
okay, why?
there's like birth control, right? Let's say a girl gets pregnant and they just don't want the baby. They shouldn't be able to kill it, right?
Okay, well, I disagree with that. I think that they should. So why do you think they shouldn't?
Because it's a human life. It's a life. I think all All life is important. You shouldn't kill
All life?
something because, yes, all life.
Are you a vegan?
Am I a vegan? No, I'm not a vegan.
Okay, so if I were you, I'd probably like readdress the argument because you don't think that all life is valuable.
All human life, right?
Do you think that doctors who pull the plug on brain dead patients in hospitals are murderers?
I don't think you should pull the plug. No,
Do you think it
unless
should be legal to?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
I mean,
don't believe
unless
you.
they're never gonna wake up again.
Oh yeah, that's what brain dead patients are never going to wake up again.
Some it's different, right? There's a guy who went to my high school, Grant Milton. He was brain dead and he woke up, but he's a vegetable now. He was in a football accident.
Yeah, well, I think that the term vegetable is a little outdated and a little
That-
derogatory.
I'm
But
sorry about that.
that is very sad to hear. Now, for brain dead individuals who have a complete and like total lack of cognitive function, and will never regain cognitive function ever again, do you think that if a family asked the doctor to pull the plug on them, that that's okay?
Yeah, if the family's like medically in charge of them, yeah, they know what their significant other level one would want. Yes, I think it
Okay.
would be up
well,
to the family.
Well, then you better reframe your argument because you told me that women shouldn't be able to access abortion and kill the fetus in the uterus because it's a human life and you think that all human lives have the right to live. But now you're telling me if it's a brain dead patient who's also human and biologically alive, that it should be up to the family to either allow them to continue to live or to end their life. So, I mean, even the position that all human life is deserving of innate intrinsic value that grants them the right to live is false. Now that we've agreed that there's some human lives that don't have the same level of intrinsic value that has no right to life.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this because I'm saying, well, yeah, they can't live on their own, so you got to pull the plug, right? That's what you're gonna say about babies, or I guess your term would be like fetuses.
Well, I mean,
correct?
actually, I don't have anywhere to go to this. That was the conclusion. You told us that abortion is wrong because you hold to a moral principle that would suggest that all human lives have the right to life. So the way in which I've refuted your position is by demonstrating that you don't truly hold to the said moral principle that all human lives have the right to life. Because moral principles would be true in all situations in which they are able to be applied to. However, when we look at the context of brain dead individuals who are human and are alive, even though you hold to that moral principle that all human lives are valuable and deserve the right to life, you don't think they have the right to life. So you have a contradictory moral principle. And if you can acknowledge that, well, then I'll just give you the same argument mirrored to just be contradictory and special play in the context of fetuses. In the same way, you're going to say that all human lives are morally valuable and have the right to live outside of brain dead patients, even though they're also human and alive. I'll just say that all human lives are morally valuable and have the right to live outside of fetuses, even though they're human and alive. And all of a sudden, both of our two arguments are just as logically coherent as one another.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand. I think we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. I mean, if it's up to the mother and their lives, like if their lives are at stake, I think you should be able to. But just because they're an inconvenience doesn't mean you should be able to kill the life.
Okay, well, I mean,
Right.
now you're just repeating the original claim, and it seems like you're focusing more on the mental states of the mother compared to anything to do with the value of the fetus. Because I asked you for your position that deems a fetus as deserving of moral worth and value. You were able to give an argument, and I refuted it, and you weren't able to respond to my refutation, and you've just re-referenced now how you think that women that get abortions are doing it because it's an inconvenience and they're deplorable and lazy, right? That seems to be the overall motive that you're proposing. And I think what that tells me and a lot of other people listening is that you're not necessarily pro-life. Right? You're more like pro-controlling women. And I think that's very dangerous. Now, one other thing that I'll say here is, essentially, are you saying that we should take away, right, a woman's right to access abortion because it'll save the lives of more children, right?
I mean, when you word it like that, that's kind of crazy. I'm totally not controlling women like that. That's insane. I think
Well, so laws control people. Yes, they do, right? So, like, when we ban murder, we're controlling people not to murder. when we would necessitate that you have to have a driver's license in order to be on public roadways, we are controlling people in the sense that we're forcing them to possess a driver's license if they drive on the roadways. We just say it's okay to control people in these ways because there's good reason to do it, right? Obviously, we could all agree that there's good reason for like CPS to control family units that like sexually exploit their children, etc. So the difference is here in the context of abortion, like pro-life legislation absolutely does control women and what they can and can't do with their bodies. That's obvious. But what I'm saying is it's just baseless control. And when we baselessly control what people can and can't do without any good reason, that's when we get into incredibly, right, immoral territory. This immoral territory would include things like kidnapping, racial segregation, slavery, as well as about 1 billion and another one examples. But it would also include denying a woman right to access abortion because we have no reason to do it. We have no reason to find a fetus's life valuable. It produces better outcomes for society. It reduces childhood poverty, makes a family unit stronger on average. It's very pro-American and pro-women and pro-child, by the way. But, then you tell me that it should be banned. You don't really have an argument for it. When you give me one, I'm able to refute it. And then the point's dead. You can't respond to my refutation. And that's pretty immoral. But I want you to answer my question here, right? Would you agree at the end of the day, basically, you want to ban a woman's right to access abortion because it's going to save the lives of more children?
I think, I guess that's correct. Yeah, if you put it that way, I think we should ban murder. That's abortion is murder. Like you said about like you said about the Bible, right?
Do you think it's murder because of the Bible?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. So I think that you're okay to yield the moral conclusion from the Bible that abortion is wrong. I won't tell you that you shouldn't believe that given that you're a Christian. But what I will tell you is it makes absolutely no sense for you to then take that moral belief you've gained from the Bible and use it to enforce legislation. Okay? I just want to ask you a quick question. In the eyes of the gospel, is lying just as morally wrong as getting an abortion?
Every sin is wrong, Mr. Dean.
I know, but are they equal in the eyes of God in the sense that they're just as morally wrong as one another?
I guess equal.
Okay. So now we know that telling your children that Santa Claus exists, which is a lie, is just as morally wrong as getting an abortion. Do you think it should be illegal to tell your children that Santa Claus exists because it's a lie? That's just as morally wrong as this other sin that you also think should be illegal?
Wow. I mean that's crazy. That's crazy to say, right?
No.
I mean it's totally a different it's totally a different circumstance.
Okay.
It's like saying
if it's crazy to say that we should criminalize something just because it's a sin in the Christian Bible, then it's crazy to say from the Christian worldview that women shouldn't have access to abortion.
women shouldn't have access to murder unless the baby they're not gonna make it, or unless the mother is gonna lose their life trying to deliver that baby, or because the baby is harming them. Then I should think it should be you could have the abortion, but there's circumstance of the conception doesn't determination.
You
it's
just
worth as a
agreed that
human.
the circumstance of murder is just as wrong, morally speaking, as a circumstance of lying.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but it's just
I'm coming from scripture.
I
See,
know.
that's the thing. I'm coming from scripture here. So it's like if you tell me I'm wrong, and then you're actually just telling me that your God is wrong, unless you could give me an argument to demonstrate that I'm misrepresenting the words of your God, which you can't because I'm not.
Yeah, I understand. It's just I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree, right?
You're
I
agreeing
don't
to
think-
disagree with God.
No, it's not. I'm saying with you, like.
Can you make an argument that I'm not correctly representing the words of your God? Because I'm trying to follow as an internal critique with your theology. Like, I'm not telling you that I think that lying is just as wrong as murder. Fuck no, hell no. But in the eyes of the gospel, right, we learn that all sins fall short of the glory of God. A sin's a sin, and unless it's blasphemy, they're viewed identically in the eyes of God. And it's really hard to, say that one sin is any worse than another. Like maybe you could do this during the time of the Old Testament when we had Levitical law, Mosaic law, and whatnot. I mean, well, the Old Testament was, fulfilled, and when Jesus died and raised, was resurrected for our sins, we entered into the new covenant, and in the new covenant, we don't really get any clear depiction of how one sin is any worse than another sin, and unless like you're Catholic or an Orthodox, where you like believe in the magisterium or like the normative authority of the Church Fathers, and then you have the Church Fathers tell you that one sin is worse than another, like if you're non-denominational, Baptist, Protestant, etc., any Reformed movement, well, and that means that you're going off of sola scriptura, you're just looking at the words of the Bible, and the words of the Bible give us reason to believe that all sins are viewed identically in the eyes of God outside of blasphemy, and no reason to believe otherwise. So I'm just simply giving you an argument from the words of your God, and you're disagreeing with it. It kind of sounds like you're a little bit of a heretic. Now, what's worse, being a heretic or getting an abortion?
Being a heretic, yeah, right. But Jesus died for our sins. All sins are forgiven, right? But
Well, if you think that being a heretic is worse than getting an abortion, and you think that women shouldn't have access to abortion, including like 12-year-old victims of rape, unless you think they should be too, you just haven't made that clear. And you are a heretic. Do you think like we should throw you in jail, just like we should ban abortion?
no,
No, of course not. Do you think that victims of rape should be able to access abortion?
that's I can say, look, if you can prove it, yeah,
If you could prove the rape?
yeah.
I mean, so what you're telling me is that like conceptually you think that victims of rape should be able to access abortion. Now when you ask the follow-up question if you can prove it, I think in many circumstances it is difficult to prove rape. That's why only 3% of rapists inevitably go to jail for the rape. That means that 97% of the women that were raped were unable to prove it. Maybe it's because they didn't take it to the courts in the first place, or they did go to court and they weren't able to quote unquote prove it to the evidentiary standard of a criminal court. Now, what I would say in response to this is if we want to legislate on the victims of rape and their access to abortion given that they're pregnant, I think that we should just do some moral calculus because
Yeah,
you
can I
could agree-
circle?
Go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Can I circle back on what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I don't think they should be able to. The circumstance of their conception should not determine the worth as a human for that baby.
Okay, well, I could actually agree with that and still explain to you why victims of rape should be able to access abortion. Like check this
Okay,
out.
please.
I'll agree with you that a fetus that was conceived by rape has the same right to life that you and I do. Now, the reason, if I were to agree with this view, we could still argue that victims of rape should be able to access abortion, is because for victims of rape, I don't say that they should be able to access abortion because the fetus doesn't have the right to life, but rather I say they should be able to access abortion because they have no fucking obligation to provide their bodily resources to sustain the life of the fetus. Think about it this way. If somebody with the same right to life that you have, the same right to life that I have, is breaking into your house in the middle of the night and stealing half of your food for 9 months, and you figure out that they're going to continue to do this and you might die, there's around a 5% chance you're going to starve to death, and all that you have to do to prevent them from stealing your food at night is to lock your front door, do you think that you should have the legal right to lock your front door even if that by proxy causes the person that was stealing your food to die by starvation?
Nope.
You shouldn't have the legal right to prevent people from stealing from you?
Is this about the grape babies or like all babies in general?
This is a
That are in the
hypothetical that has
womb.
nothing to do with babies.
Oh, so you're saying like if someone broke into your house and started stealing your food, right, and you could potentially starve to death, you should be able to lock your front door?
Yeah. Would you argue that you should have the legal right to lock your front door, even if that causes a person that's taking half of your food at night to die to death from starvation? To die to death. To die to death. To die to death from starvation. I'm gonna roll with it. Take it away.
Oh, for sure. That's why I'm pro deportation as well, right?
Oh, okay.
If
Well, we're not
if
going to
I
pivot to
if-
that yet. Why do you think you should be able to lock your front door at night to prevent them from stealing your food, even if it kills them?
Because they can go find food somewhere else, I guess.
Well,
not in my house.
we know that they're going to die from starvation if they don't have access to your food, and you still think that you retain the legal right to prevent them from accessing it because you might die as a result. It's your food, etc. Why? Is it because you have no obligation to provide for their needs,
If they're
especially
gonna
if
die-
your own life is on the lines?
If they're gonna die because I won't feed them,
No,
No,
they're going to die because you're locking your front door at night. They can no longer steal half of your food at night. And because they're stealing half of your food at night, you are like on the brink of starving to death. And there's about a 5% chance that you will die yourself. Do you think that you should be legally allowed to lock your front door at night?
yeah, but I'd give them food. I'd just go buy more probably.
Okay, well, but you still retain that you should have the legal right to do that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, phenomenal. Okay, well, all that you're telling me here is that if somebody is dependent upon you and your resources in order to survive, you retain the right to stop providing those resources to them, even if it kills them as a result. This is exactly what I would say about grape victims that now have a fetus that is dependent on their resources to survive, growing in their own body that holds a potentiality to kill them. They have absolutely no obligation to provide them those bodily resources, and very similarly, they have the right to stop providing said fetus their bodily resources, even if the fetus dies as a result. Do you see the analogy there, JJ?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
I do, Dean.
So do you now agree that victims of grape should have a legal right to access abortion?
No, I do not.
Why? What was the issue with my analogy? Because seemingly I just proved, logically speaking, how you do believe that. While you're thinking about that, I'll thank a couple people. Charity, this was from 34 minutes ago. I want to make sure that I thank you. Charity, thank you for the $100 donation over on PayPal. I really appreciate you for the love. You were awesome. Bro, thank you, Charity, for the $100. Let's get 1,000 Charity W's down below. Thank you so much. Charity says, Trump failed at everything he started, lol. Anyways, keep it up. You're smarter than me. I just agree with 100% of what you say. Charity, I love you. Bro, show some love to Charity down below. I really hope that they're still in here. As well as, this was from 27 minutes ago when we were talking to the last very disgusting guest. Eva with a $50 donation. Let's get 500 Eva W's. Eva, thank you. That is so much money. Thank you, Eva. 500 Eva W's down below. Eva says, let me read it real quick. From a victim of rape, this caller can go to hell. I was 12 and he was 19. Eva, I'm so sorry to hear that happened to you. Honestly, it's like the one really hard part, the one really hard thought that's always sitting in the back of my head. It's like when I'm talking to guests like Kenneth, or even talking to guests like this guy, right? It's like, what is the impact of this on individuals that have been raped? And how does that make you feel? And like specifically, like victims of grape that are women, right? So I mean, like if you're listening and like you're a woman that's going through these things, like feel free to take a time out, leave the live. I would just like I just know that this is so disheartening and triggering. And I'm sorry that you have to hear this shit. As well as Josie, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for the love. And then Rinsky, thank you for the $11 over on PayPal. Show some love to Rinsky down below. Also, Rinsky, I just read your message. Geez, Rinsky, thank you for the love. As well as Riley, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for that love, Riley. If we could please get 200 Riley W's down below in the chat, it would mean the absolute world to me. Riley says, hey, Dean, I'm a poli-sci major and want to know how you became so knowledgeable in politics and any tips on becoming more educated on the subject. Thanks and keep up the good work. Honestly, just like having no life and dedicating my existence to conversations with people that disagree with me politically, I've gained more knowledge by having these conversations, learning about new things and talking points that they bring up, and then also just scouring the web for what's happening in politics every single day. But show some love to Riley down below. There's a handful of other people I'd like to get around to, but I'm going to let this guy respond. Take it away, JJ. Please do respond.
Yeah, I'm not justifying grape. That's terrible. All the people who've gone through that they shouldn't have had to go through that. It's absolutely terrible. I'm not justifying that at all. I think people that do that should be in jail for the rest of their lives.
Really? You voted for one?
It was hush money.
What?
That's what he got charged with.
Oh, in like the criminal court for the 34 felonies?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? This is another court case. I know Donald Trump has broken the law so many times you literally confuse his cases. But no, I'm talking about the civil court that held him liable for raping a woman named E. Jean Carroll in the 90s.
So, I mean, you're acting like, what about all the other presidents, right?
Yeah, all of this had and it becomes what about? So that was a nice virtue signal when you told us that you think that rapists should deserve to be in jail for the rest of their lives. Unless they're a billionaire white man from New York, then you think they should run the country. God, pussy,
Why do we-
dude.
I'm sorry?
Nothing, bro. Just like the low effort virtue signal to try to come across like a good guy is so annoying.
Me, I never claimed to be a good guy.
Like, I do understand where I'm coming from though. Like, I don't want to be like mean. And like what I said was just fucking so mean. Like what I just said to you, like was mean as fuck. But like, I just evaluate it for if it's true or false. You tell us that all rapists should be in jail for the rest of their lives. But then when I bring up the fact that Donald Trump has been proven to be a rapist, you're like, oh, well, what about other presidents that also have, seemingly indicating that you still support him as president? Like, this is just like, it's showing totally contradictory to like the message that you were trying to convince everybody watching of, that you really hate rapists and wish that they should be in jail for the rest of their lives.
It's my turn to talk.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, next question, please.
You don't want to answer that one? Bro, this isn't like a game we're playing. You understand? Like this debate, this isn't like a game. We're talking about reality here. You can't just ask me to take a chess piece off of the chessboard. No, bro. Like these are the facts. You said that you effing hate rapists, yet you support one as president. How do you explain that? Because from my perspective, I don't think you can.
How is it proven? Is it on video? Is it?
Great question.
Like,
Great question.
Is it one word versus someone else's?
No. It's one man's word that he's innocent versus the ruling and adjudication of a unanimous jury of 9 inside of a civil court after back and forth debate and a preponderance of evidence supplied to the court by E. Jean Carroll and her representation. It's one man's word versus one woman's attorney, a cohort of evidence, and a ruling of a unanimous jury of 9.
Yeah, so it's one word versus someone else's, right?
No. So, we'll go through it pretty quickly. So the evidence that she supplied for this was like medical records from the 90s indicating that she was raped by Donald Trump. B, how her own testimony and the testimony of others that she told over the years had aligned with the medical records from the 90s. And C, like she said that she even had the dress that she was raped in Donald Trump by with his DNA on it. The court confirmed it had male DNA on it, and she tried to submit it to the court. But then the judge was like, I will only take this dress if Donald Trump supplies us a DNA sample to test against the DNA on the dress. And then Donald Trump said, no, I'm not going to give you my DNA to test against the DNA on the dress. Okay, that's one indicator of guilt. Like imagine if you're driving drunk and a cop pulls you over and asks for you to take a breathalyzer. You're going to say no, as long as you have the legal right to, because you actually are drunk and that would prove your guilt. But imagine you were sober driving and a cop pulls you over under suspect of a DUI and asks you to take a breathalyzer. You're going to hop right to. So obviously the fact that he opted to not submit his DNA to the court to be tested against the DNA in the dress is a marker of guilt. And then we also have like other markers of guilt. Like one of his arguments in court was that he's literally never met E. Jean Carroll. So how could he have raped her if he's never met her? Well, E. Jean Carroll responded to his argument by supplying a picture of them together. Another argument that he made was, oh, she's not my type, so therefore I never would have done this to her. Well, then under deposition, Donald Trump confused a picture of him and his ex-wife, who obviously was his type, as the picture of him with E. Jean Carroll. So there's another marker of guilt. Very contradictory. It's a lie. And, you know, like other external markers of guilt, you know, go all the way back to how Donald Trump doesn't really care about what women want and will do whatever he wants to them. Like in 2005 when he boasted about walking into women's dressing rooms to look at them while they're naked. That's something we'd expect a rapist to do. Boasting about how he just likes to grab them by the P word without asking first. That's something that we'd expect a rapist to do. So, like in preponderance of all these facts, you know, the unanimous jury of 9 was convinced and they upheld the ruling.
My turn now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you on that. Yeah, you got me on that one. I'd have to, think about that. But I understand where you're coming from. But like you said, not submitting to a breathalyzer test or whatever it's not an admission of guilt. So him not submitting DNA, that's not an admission of guilt, correct?
Right, you're right.
It's easy. It's easy to get his DNA.
So the
You could
fact
take
so the fact that he didn't submit DNA was not an admission of guilt. He didn't plead guilty. He was found guilty.
Yeah, and who was by a jury, correct?
yeah.
So
If him not supplying his DNA was an admission of guilt, then he wouldn't have been found guilty by a jury. That would have been a plea of guilt that the judge would have accepted. And yeah,
Who was all on the jury though, right?
I don't know the names.
You got
of the
to take a
jurors.
look at that too.
Oh yeah, well,
They hated Trump, every single one of them.
Oh really?
I can get.
Why would Donald Trump's billionaire attorneys choose jurors that hate him? Oh yeah, the jury selection process is definitely something that we shouldn't forget here.
I understand. Yeah, I'm probably wrong on this one.
Well, what else do you want to talk about?
Let's go to the deportation.
Okay. Before we go to the deportation, is it okay if I thank a handful of people real quick?
Hey man, this is your show.
Cool. I'm gonna go to thank a handful of people real quick. Samantha, thank you so much for the $3 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. Everybody show some love to Samantha. Same thing with you, Charlotte. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do appreciate everyone so much for the love. And then also quickly, Grace, thank you for the $25 over at Venmo 9 minutes ago. If we could all please show some love to Grace down below. Grace says, many assume abortions are mainly for young, promiscuous women, yet older married women with families also have abortions due to medical, financial, and contraceptive reasons. Actually, 54% of abortions are received by women who are married with a kid already that had contraceptives fail. So good point, Grace. Everybody, please show some love to Grace. As well as Oscar, thank you for the $11.11 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much. I don't know if anybody brought it up, but JJ's first TikTok is of him exposing a sleepy man's private parts. JJ, is this true?
Oh, that one right there, I censored it. That's crazy. It's censored.
Um,
Only in New Orleans.
I don't see like a video on you. How many videos do you have posted?
4, I believe.
4. Chat, which one is it?
It's the first one.
Like the
I
most
wouldn't
recent?
say. Yeah, don't open it up on your stream though. I don't want you to get banned.
If a video would get me banned, that's I'm not seeing it. It's gone. The video got taken down.
Yeah, they probably
people that are watching this stream
It
saw
probably
that
got
and reported
reported.
that.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it was definitely like pretty fucking no. Chat, he didn't take it down. He can't do that while he's on the live. He didn't delete
No,
it.
I didn't take it down.
TikTok took it down because I'm gonna go and assume that a couple of you guys watching reported it. So you had a really bad. What was the video about? It was like apparently bad enough to like get it taken down. What did you do in the video?
You want me to explain that?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah, what?
Yeah, so we were just, walking down the street back from my girlfriend was at the casino, doing a little gambling. This guy was just asleep, with his, let's say his genitals out, right? I took a video on it. I censored it. I was like, walking down the street in New Orleans right now. We just went to the casino. I couldn't get in. I don't even care. My girlfriend's up money. But this guy's asleep with his nuts out. Look at his nuts. And I showed it and I censored it. And it was just like a funny video.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do
Yeah.
that. I mean, there's so many, there's so many things that can lead to, somebody being in conditions where they're sleeping with their nuts out in the middle of the road. Especially like a lot of things related to, like a DRUG abuse. And I think it's very sad. I have a lot of empathy for people that find themselves in those positions. I mean, that is like literally rock bottom in this country. So I mean, I don't know. I don't really like laugh at something like that just because, I have a lot of empathy and I think that is rock bottom. Truly. And it's definitely not something, that, we should like record and post on the internet,
I agree. That's human error, my mistake. I shouldn't have posted it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll let you take that one up with a pastor because you said you were a Christian. At this point, I'm going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the stream. Guys, if you're watching, you support Trump, go and put a mag with your rage down below in that comment section. Hop in the queue. I'm happy that you censored it when you posted it, but I mean, still, yeah, man, shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be laughing at that. I mean, you see people like that, and the first thought in my head is like, oh man, dude, I feel so bad for this person. Like what happened in their life to lead them to these circumstances. This is like truly like really, really, really sad. But we're gonna move on to the next guest, everyone. Gentry, that is Jentry. Thank you for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. I appreciate you for that, love, Gentry. That is incredibly kind of you. Gentry says, leaving them speechless. I think I was left speechless a couple times. I appreciate you for the 20. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much, Gentry. And then also Kai, that is KYE. Thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Roxanne with a 5, Sarah with a 7, Oscar with a 5, and John with a 25. John with a $25 donation over on Venmo. Appreciate you for the love. John says, "Thank you for fighting." John, I appreciate you for being here. You were here yesterday, and you sent the same donation. I remember you, John. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. As well as, oh my God, Dalen. 30 minutes ago, sorry, not Dalen, Cloud, 30 minutes ago, over on Venmo with the $90. Dude, Cloud, that is absolutely outrageous. That is KLOUD. Guys, show some love to Cloud down below for the $90 donation. Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. That is so much money. Seriously, Cloud, thank you so much. So Cloud says, hey, it's Cloud again. No long message today. Just keep it up. Did the year-long sub on TikTok. Glad to join the community. Cloud, I love you. You're welcome to the community. I'm so grateful to have you here. I hope that you enjoy the streams. Everybody, please show some love to Cloud down below. You were phenomenal. Thank you, Cloud. And welcome in, Emma. Do you support Trump?
I do. What do you want to talk about? I'll let you choose.
Oh, you'll let me choose? Well, for sure. I think that the big thing on my mind is Donald Trump's authoritarianism. Dude, he straight up fucking fired ahead of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because they reported that we lost jobs and called it a hoax. He also, earlier in January, passed an executive order that explicitly fucking contradicted the Constitution. Just wants to throw the 14th Amendment out of here, even though that is the amendment that ended the Civil War. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, but that's a pretty good starting point. Oh, you were the one calling me racist. Wait, Emma, you were the one calling me racist.
Oh my God, no. No.
Chat, thank you so much for reminding me that. I thought it was a familiar name, but now I understand why. Wait, I have a question. Why do you want to talk to somebody that's racist?
Oh my God. I just, no.
Why, seriously, why do you want to talk to a racist grifter?
What's your problem? You don't want to have a debate? Like, what's the issue?
Well, I'm just curious. Why do you want to chat it up with a racist grifter? No, I'll debate you. No, I will. Last time you were up here, we didn't debate. You were just calling me racist for 30 minutes. So I'll happily debate you on why you support Trump. I'll just go ahead and leave that one there. Take it away.
I can talk to whoever I want. I just wanted to speak.
All right. No. I do want to hear your argument. I'm gonna let you take it away. You give us the argument. Why do you support Trump?
I said I let you choose, and he started talking about his EOs and how he contradicted the Constitution. So how did he contradict the Constitution?
You know what, actually? Well, he contradicted the Constitution by passing an executive order that said that the children of undocumented immigrants don't have birthright citizenship, even though the 14th Amendment says they do. Now, I actually want to give you a different argument now that I know who you are. Are you ready?
Why are you trying to switch it up now?
Well, because now I remember who you are. I think that there's a more fitting argument for you. I always try to personalize these debates, and I think that there's an argument that would really fit you personally. I'm trying to change minds up here. Obviously, last time you came up here in good faith and you described that you really do care about racism and that you want to advocate against individuals that are racist. So I think a more fitting argument for you and your priorities, insofar as why you shouldn't support Trump, is because he's racist.
Okay, but like control your little dogs in the chat because y'all are extreme. Like calm the fuck down. It's
Okay,
just
I don't. I don't think that
calm
calling
down.
people dogs is going to be a good start to this conversation.
Just control your fans. Like, why are your fans so toxic?
Well, I mean, now they're definitely going to be more toxic to you. They're going to metaphorically fucking bark at you louder now that you.
Nah,
literally
they're
call them
like that
dogs.
to everybody who comes up here. Like, it's not even just me.
Oh wow! I better hold them accountable. Chat, calm down.
Thank you. Please calm down.
So now I'll give you the argument. I don't support Trump, at least for one of the reasons, because he's like racist, right? In 1973, the Justice Department of the state of New York, pursued a civil litigation against him for not renting 2 black tenants. In the 90s, he called all black people lazy, as well as he called for the death penalty for the Central Park Five even after they were exonerated. He told people that Obama was born in Africa, right, because he's a black man, and because he was born
Do
in
they
Africa.
have proof of Trump saying that? Like that he called all black people racist? Is there any proof, any video evidence of that?
Oh yeah, no, he affirmed it twice to 2 journalists, one in 1991, then one in 1997. So in
So
19,
do you have like do you have like a source of that? Not just your words.
Yes. So if you go on Google and you type in all the times Trump has never been racist, I think that this is the title of the article that goes over it. Yeah, all the times Donald Trump has never been racist by Hugh Jackson. Jackson, he goes over it.
Okay, what does he say? What does he say in the source that you picked up?
Yeah, for sure. Well,
I'll even
I'm
look this up
gonna
myself, 'cause I
quote
can't.
this. So he was quoted in 1991 saying, and I quote, "I've got black accountants at Trump Castle and at Trump Plaza. Black guys counting my money. I hate it. The only kind of people that I want counting my money are short guys wearing yarmulkes. Those are the only kind of people I want counting my money. Nobody else besides that. I tell you something else. I think that this guy's lazy, and it's probably not his fault because while laziness is a trait in all black people, he said it a little bit more derogatory than that, but that's how I'll say it.
Can you give me the source? I'll look this up myself.
I already did.
I just want to make sure you're
Coming
not
from all the
making
times Donald Trump has never been racist by Hugh Jackson. And then once again in 1997, he said the quote attributed to him was probably accurate. Dude.
all the times Trump hasn't been racist.
Right.
There's nothing there. Nothing comes up.
It's called, and I
Nothing
quote,
shows up.
"All the times Donald Trump has never been a racist" by Hugh Jackson, published on the Wisconsin Examiner. While you're doing that, there's a handful of people that I like to thank here, super duper duper quickly. Maggie, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying thank you. Thank you, Maggie. Macy with the $10 as well. Macy says, being kind is just as free as being bitter. It comes down to choice. You're Jim Dean. Macy, thank you for being here and thank you for your kind words. And then James, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. James, you were phenomenal. Everybody show some love to James, you guys. Show some love to James, you guys. Let's see what James has to say super duper quickly. With the $20 donation, so let's get 200 W's for James. James says, thank you for your live streams. I really appreciate everything that you do. I am convinced that Trump is desperately clinging on to his presidency just to stay out of jail. I definitely think that was one of the many motivations for him to run again for a second term, 110%. And then I'd also like to thank Sierra for the $7. Once again, thank you, Sierra. That is incredibly kind of you. Then Ellis, this was 40 minutes ago. I hope that you're still in here. Thank you for the $1. And then Anonymous, thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. Let's get 200 Anon W's. Anon says, changing the world's love, how you keep it authentic. Thank you so much for the love. You guys are awesome. There we go. I think that we're all caught up over on the Venmo apart from a few. Let me go ahead and just check real quick. Lion, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo for debating. Lion, you're here every day. I love you. You're such like a fundamental member of the community. You're awesome, Lion. And then also Anna, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Anna says, I love that you advocate for great victims. When I was 6 and 9, I was raped. It affected my life terribly. I enjoy watching your lives. Thanks, Anna. I have no words. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I think that is like seriously one of the worst experiences that any human can undergo, and whoever did that to you deserves to rot and die. Thank you for being here, Anna. As well as Isabel, thank you for the 5, saying woof woof, I guess, get your dog Steen. Yeah, I don't think that she knew that would just inflame people more. And then Myesha, thank you for the $20. That is Myesha. Thank you, Myesha, for the $20. Let's get 200 Myesha W's. Myesha says, please ask somebody over the age of frontal lobe development about the defunding of education. I'm sure that'll eventually come up. Thank you for the love, Myesha. Not a lot of the guests that we have here are of that age. And yeah, no, we are all caught up. Holy crap, everybody. I really appreciate you for the love and the donations today. We are officially caught up, and I'm going to try to stay on top of things now, so you're not waiting for like 10 minutes for me to read your dono. Anyways, Emma, what are your thoughts? What are your takeaways?
I just searched up exactly what you said. All the times Donald Trump hasn't been been a racist by Hugh Jackson. Nothing shows up.
Okay, it's literally
nothing shows up.
It's literally like
do you just enjoy making shit up?
dude.
Do you just enjoy lying? Like,
1 second. I'm going to cook your ass. I'm saving the screenshot as fraud.png. Yeah, you're getting cooked because you know that you're lying. I don't know why you'd rage a bit about this. You forget that I'm on a fucking computer where I could screenshot and add shit to the live. I don't like.
and I'm on my other phone. Like, what's your point? I'm using Google.
Why would you decide? Why would you decide to do it? Like you forget that I could do this. Oh wow, a screenshot of it with the title that I gave you. All the times Donald Trump has never been racist, by the author that I gave you, Hugh Jackson, on the publication that I gave you, Wisconsin Examiner. What a weird thing to choose to lie about when it's so easily refuted. Thank you.
Wisconsin Examiner. I don't think you said that before because I didn't see it when I searched it up. Like, I searched up what you said word for word, and that did not show up.
Okay, well then just say that. Don't call me a liar. Like, I'm not going to flame you for whatever reason. It's just not returning the article on Google. I'll give you more information about it so you could find it. Like, whatever, okay? I understand Google SEO can trip sometimes, but sitting here and just calling me a liar is crazy.
Yeah, because I thought that you were giving me a fake source. Like, it wasn't showing up, even though I searched up what you said explicitly. So,
Okay. Well, I mean, how do you feel
I
about the
don't know
birther
what to tell
myth?
you.
How do you feel about the birther myth where Donald Trump told people not to vote for Obama basically because he's black?
That was just a ploy because, like, Obama still won. And if he was saying all that to get people to go against Obama, it just didn't work.
Okay, so you're saying that it was a political ploy. Yeah, it was. Like, obviously, Donald Trump knows that Obama was born in Hawaii, but that political ploy was racism.
He wasn't even being racist.
Okay, it is definitely racist to tell people that they shouldn't vote for this black man to work this job, basically because he's black. That is absolutely racist.
What year did you say this happened? Like, what year did you say that?
2007 through 2014. He was saying it for years.
So that was like over a decade ago. And just like you said, I can't call you racist for something that you said years ago. You can't call him racist for something he said years ago.
No, I don't tell you that you can't
should
call me
apply
racist
to-
today because I was like, it was like 6 years ago when I used the N-word. I tell you that you can't call me racist today because in the 6 years I've grown, I've changed, I've learned, and I've taken accountability for who I was when I was 14. See, just because people have the ability to change doesn't necessitate that all people do change, right? And for you to argue the latter of that is completely disingenuous. So now the burden would be on you to demonstrate that somehow Trump has changed. But obviously that's not the case either because he's on record, you know, as soon as like 3 months ago telling Hannity on Fox News that we could racially profile immigrants and tell if they're good or bad based upon the way they look. He's like gone on record saying that immigrants are poisoning the blood of this country. He has gone on record saying that he wants to help ethnically cleanse the Gaza Strip. He's gone on record, deporting legal green card holders
Did he
to
explicitly
CCOT where they
say-
were SA'd for months.
Did he explicitly say that?
Explicitly say
Did he
what?
explicitly say ethnically cleanse the strip? Like, did he explicitly say that?
No, but he described ethnic cleansing.
How did he describe that?
Yeah, by saying that he wants to launch an operation to help forcefully relocate the remaining 1.2 million Palestinians living on the Gaza Strip to Jordan and Egypt, then even threatened sanctions on Jordan and Egypt if they didn't accept them. So then he could take that land and, bulldoze it all and build a Riviera to give to Netanyahu and Israel.
Okay, and did he act on that? Or was it just like, or was he just,
Yeah, this was announced at a press
Morning.
conference with Netanyahu. I don't know if there's been like preliminary, the preliminary actions to get the ball rolling was like threatening to impose sanctions on Egypt and Jordan if they didn't agree to accept the relocation of the relocated Palestinians. Yeah.
I don't think that's ethnic cleansing though.
Well, there's what the definition of
even
an
if-
ethnic cleansing is. So what I'll direct you to do is I'll direct you to go and pause, go to Google, type in ethnic cleansing definition, read the definition. It'll tell you it's the forceful expulsion of an unwanted ethnic group in society, and then come back
They're
once
not
you read
unwanted,
that
though.
and cry and tears with a
Why
ukulele
the fuck
and
would I
apologize.
cry? Like,
Because I want you to cry tears with a ukulele and apologize. So,
well, that's too bad because I'm not gonna cry.
okay, all right. Well, do you want
Yeah.
to respond? Because I mean, I just defined ethnic cleansing for you per Oxford Language's definition, and I described how it perfectly fits into what Donald Trump wanted to do. And I find it funny that you also didn't respond to the whole birther myth thing. Yeah, you glossed
Yeah, because
over
you're
that
like
one.
throwing like 5 fucking things at me at the same time. Like, I
All right,
can't
well
keep
then,
track of
just
all
fit on
that.
one. Donald Trump is racist because he
That's what I'm
thought that
trying
a
to do.
black man shouldn't have a job opportunity because he's black.
Didn't we already go over that?
What was your refutation? Do you agree that was racist?
Like, no, I already told you.
Wait. Wait, I have a question. What is racism? Because if like trying to systemically limit the opportunity of somebody because of their race isn't racist, what is racism?
I describe it as like discrimination based on one's race.
Okay,
To
right.
make it simple.
Well, yeah, discrimination based on one's race can fit into the larger picture of limiting somebody's opportunity because of their race. Limiting somebody's opportunity because of their race is discrimination based on race. So, like when Donald Trump told people not to vote for or support Obama because he was born in Africa, right? Even though he was born in Hawaii with no evidence he was born in Africa, and he had a birth certificate from Hawaii, that was targeted discrimination towards Obama that hinged on the fact that he's black.
Listen, that doesn't even mean he's racist because in like the criteria to be a U.S. president, you have to be a natural born citizen.
Right, which Obama was.
So
And his
just him
argument was
saying
that he
that he was
wasn't a
born
natural
in-
born U.S. citizen, basically because he's black.
He didn't say that. This is how you.
He said he
fucking
was
put
born in
words people's
Africa.
mouth.
I'm so
You
sorry.
put words in people's mouths.
I'm
Like,
so
he didn't
sorry.
even explicitly say that.
Real quick, why did Trump say Obama was born in Africa? Take a fucking guess.
Because it's like criteria to be a president. Like, you cannot be the president of the U.S. if you're born elsewhere.
That doesn't explain
be a
why he
citizen.
said he was born elsewhere, even though he has a birth certificate from Hawaii. Explain to me why he said he was born in Africa, even though he has a birth certificate in Hawaii. Take a guess why Trump would say the first black man to be endorsed as a major party political candidate for the presidency is the one person that Donald Trump has said was not born in this country, but was rather born in Africa. Give me an explanation there, please.
Okay, like I said, you cannot fit to be the president of the U.S. if you're not born in the U.S. Like, you have to be a natural born citizen.
Bro,
And if he's
Emma,
not a natural born citizen, he shouldn't be the president.
Emma, you're being such a fucking silly goose here. Listen, I agree that the Constitution says you have to be born in America in order to be president. That's not what I'm asking you.
Okay.
What I'm asking you is, why did Trump say he wasn't?
Maybe because he thought he wasn't.
Oh, he said something that he thought? Why did he think that, Emma? That's the question I'm asking you.
Maybe because he had reason to believe that he wasn't a U.S. born citizen.
And what was that reason, Emma?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
You could
You're
always
just-
search it
you're just-
up.
You're just,
Like,
you're
use-
just assuming that maybe that reason's out there. It's out there somewhere, guys. It's out there somewhere. No, I mean no. Like this is just like being sympathetic to racism. This is absolutely
not.
being some. Yes. Like imagine like a
I'm not.
hypothetical of like a cop walking up to a random black dude on a street, drawing their gun on them and telling them to get on the
Holy
ground.
shit, you
I would say, oh, that's racist. Right? But Emma would say, well, maybe that cop had good reason to draw their gun on the black man that we don't know. Maybe he saw that black man around the corner robbing a CVS. You know what I mean? That would be racist sophistry. That is now the new coined phrase, racist sophistry, trying to justify and explain racism predicated on some possibility. Oh, like the reason that the officer was kneeling on George Floyd's neck for 4 minutes and killed him was because George Floyd had a fucking ray gun from Call of Duty right by his right hand under the vehicle found in the video. And if he took his knee off of his neck, he would have been able to reach and grab that ray gun and kill everybody. Like it is literally just racist sophistry, trying to justify racist actions by appealing to possibilities in which we have no evidence of. Do you like get me now? In 9 minutes.
See,
not
I
4
would
minutes.
appreciate
That's
if
a
you
very
stopped fucking
important
muting
correction.
me. I would appreciate if you stopped fucking muting me. Like, you love silencing people who come up here to debate and then you complain about people not wanting to debate you. Like, that shit makes no sense.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fuck are you laughing about? Like, it's not funny. And your people in chat spamming, oh, I'm racist. Like, this little boy that y'all listen to isn't racist. Like, y'all only love nitpicking, cherry picking, and choosing who y'all want to call out.
Wait, I'm so sorry. That was like a really bad way to respond to the people calling you racist in the chat because you didn't deny it. You just said that I'm also racist. Like, bad response. F tier response. Terrible.
No, I'm saying y'all call out whoever y'all want, except the person who actually is. So that's kind of funny to me.
Okay. So we come full circle. So like you can't like explain to me why I'm wrong in your suggestion that it's not racist to say that a black man shouldn't have a job because they're black. So now you're just back to calling me racist. Hey man, I'm not the one saying that it's okay to systemically limit the job opportunities of black people because they're black. That's not me, man. That's you. You're projecting.
I'm not even saying that. I never explicitly said that. This is how you put words in people's mouths. Like, let's be good faith.
Dude,
And
that
have a
is
debate.
a description of what your argument is. Donald Trump telling people not to vote for Obama was an attempt to systemically limit his opportunity / chance at winning the presidency. Right? No shit. And why was he telling people not to vote for Obama? Because he held to the baseless claim that I had no evidence for it, that he was born in Africa. Okay. And now why would he say he was born in Africa with no evidence, even though he has a birth certificate from Hawaii? I don't know, man. Maybe because he's black.
Did
Right?
Trump see this? Did Trump see this birth certificate or did he not?
He did. And even after he saw the birth certificate, he still denied it. He said that, oh, this is a fake, this is forgery. We have reason to trust its credibility, right? But
Okay,
then
what was
also,
the reason that he-
but then
what was
also,
the
I
reason that he
just
provided?
want to be super clear. If you're saying that we would need to see somebody's birth certificate in order to prove that they're a citizen, well, then would you agree that the entire operation of Donald Trump's mass deportation has been incredibly bad and incredibly immoral because many individuals have been deported without due process, without an opportunity to present something such as a birth certificate from an American hospital? Or would you say that if somebody's unable to produce a birth certificate upon immediate request by an ICE agent in public, that I should be able to detain them and send them to be beaten and tortured in El Salvador?
No. What? No, you shouldn't.
Hey, Emma,
was never-
can you show me your birth certificate right now?
Why would I do that? I don't even know you.
Because
You trying to
I'm
send your
gonna
people
go
to
ahead
dox
and
me? Like,
I'm
what's the
gonna
problem?
go ahead and basically accuse you of not being born in America and not being an American citizen. And from your perspective, I am totally justified in doing that unless you can produce a birth certificate.
Nah, because I know you. Then first I'm going to give you my birth certificate. And next thing you're going to dox me. Like, I don't want that. You've tried it before. I'm not going to do it now.
I've
Like,
not tried
we've
that before.
learned.
That's not true.
We've learned.
I've not done that before. Stop lying.
Yeah, but you're not going to do it to me. You're
Okay.
asking for my personal information on a live stream with, like, I don't even know how many people.
I think it was more of a rhetorical
you're
question.
insane.
I'm not actually expecting you to produce a birth certificate. And by the way, yes, it is insane to randomly ask people to produce their birth certificate out of a baseless claim that they weren't born in this country.
So
That's
that
what
means
Trump
you're
did.
insane. That means you're insane. Because that's what you just asked me.
Right. That means the rhetorical question that I just asked you, consequential of something that Donald Trump actually did, was insane, meaning that what Donald
Okay,
Trump
but the
actually did
difference
was
is
insane.
there's a difference. That's the thing. The difference is you're asking me in front of thousands of people, and Trump didn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Donald Trump asked him in front of 300 million. Try again.
In front of how do you do that?
Because that was the size of the constituent base of this country that Obama had produced his birth certificate
He
for.
wasn't literally in front of 300 million people. saying
Literally anybody could go and find his birth certificate on the internet right now because of that. Quit the app.
it. Well, that's not going to be me. I don't know what you're asking for mine.
Bro, it was a rhetorical question. I'm not actually expecting you to produce your birth certificate. How many times do I need to say that? What? Like,
Then don't ask dumb shit like that.
oh yeah. So
Like,
I mean,
I don't
just
know
tell
what
me
to
that
tell
you don't
you.
even know like what a rhetorical question is and what conceptual point that they could like go to show inside of a debate. Obviously, the reason I had rhetorically asked you to provide your birth certificate on live right now, even though it's unrealistic and I don't actually expect you to do it, was to demonstrate the absurdity in suggesting that you could assume that somebody is born outside of America unless they're able to produce their birth certificate. Stop being dense. Holy shit, this point was obvious to everybody else watching the live stream like 3 minutes ago.
I'm not being dense. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous.
I think that you are being dense if this point was incredibly obvious to everybody else but you like 3 minutes ago.
Can you show me your birth certificate?
No.
Exactly. What the fuck?
Fucking exactly. You are just going to show that it is unrealistic and insane to request people's birth certificate with no good reason. Once again, that's what Trump did. So would you call it unrealistic and insane, the fact that Donald Trump did that?
No, because I'm not running for the fucking presidency.
Okay. So it's okay when Trump does it, but it's not okay when
I'm
I
not
do
the
it.
one running for the fucking
So it's okay for the.
That's the difference.
Okay,
it's on a bigger level.
So
when
you could
it's
only.
fucking Obama.
So racism is okay when you're running for the presidency.
No, I never fucking said that. Stop putting words in my
Okay,
mouth.
then
I'm
it wasn't
saying-
okay when Donald
I'm
Trump
saying get
basically
serious when
accused
it's a
Obama
fucking
of being
president.
born
I'm
in
not a
Africa
president.
because he's black. Lauren, thank you for the galaxy. Yo, the
You
other.
make heavy fucking claims like this and then mute people.
Shut up. I'm going to read off some donos. Disgusted Veteran, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat.
Fuck you, dude.
Be quiet. Pipe down. Disgusted Veteran says, here's the other nail in the coffin. Trump didn't ask for Romney's birth certificate. Yes! Yeah, good point. If he was just asking for the birth certificates of the people running for president, why didn't he ask for Romney's birth certificate? That is a damn good point. Thank you, Disgusted Veteran, for the damn good point. You were absolutely spot on. I'd also like to quickly thank, let's see here, Ashton, 14 minutes ago with $5 over on Venmo, says, thank you for fighting for those of us who have a uterus. I appreciate you for the love, Ashton. As well as Tracy with the $20 over on Venmo. Let's get 200 Tracy W's down below. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much. Tracy says, as a government teacher from Loveland, thank you. I'm incredibly proud of you and the positive impact that you are having on younger voters. Keep causing good trouble, Tracy. I love you. I hope that you're having a good time out there in Loveland. I know it's nice this time of year. Thank you for the $20, Tracy. As well as Kala with the $10 at a CALLA. Thank you so much for the love, Kala. As well as Ellie with the 5. Thank you so much. Tyler with the 25. Thank you so much, saying she's crazy. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, Tyler. Thank you for the $25. Y'all show some love to Tyler. 300. Tyler W's fucking base, bro. Thank you. Thank you. As well as Jason with another 5. I do appreciate you so much for the love. If I pick up on that, I will indeed call it out. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you guys so much for the love as well. Zuli, that is ZLULY with the $10 on Venmo. Appreciate you for the love, Zuli. Zuli says, I cannot fathom how dense Emma's being right now. I'm so sorry you have to deal with this on the daily. I'm raging for you right now. This shit honestly doesn't even make me rage anymore. I expect it. Jasmine, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Another Jasmine. Jasmine says, the air traffic controllers that live in Emma's head need to be fired because everything is going over it. That's funny. Good one, Jasmine. Joshua with the $20. Thank you for the love, Joshua. I show some love to Joshua and Jasmine down below. Joshua says, Dean, my guy, thank you so much for what you do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. As well as I'll make sure to read the rest of that. Thank you so much, Joshua. Show some love to Joshua down below. As well as Kathy. Thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy says, thank you for elevating the level of critical thought and political discourse. We appreciate you. I appreciate you, Kathy. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the $25. That is insane. Seriously. Thank you so much. As well as Justin with another $25. This was a minute ago. Thank you, Justin. Show some love to Justin. Dean, can you tell your chat to petition Congress to make it harder to obtain guns? Yeah, I wish that we'd all push for more gun control. It's just like there's about 1 billion and one other things that we're also focusing on right now because of the ruthless fascism of the administration that sometimes we could get lost in that. But I think that we do need to reorganize our priorities at some point. As well as Alyssa, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. I'm not going to read out your message, but I do agree that was rude when she called the chat dogs. Thank you for the $15, Alyssa. Everybody show some love to Alyssa down below. As well as Kenzie with the $5. Appreciate you guys for the love. And then Anna, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I don't know about that, but thank you for the 10. Now, Emma, I'm going to go and unmute you now. Natasha, thank you for the galaxy. Do you want to try to have a good faith political conversation or should I kick you? Emma, you're muted. You were complaining about not being able to talk. Now you can talk.
Don't shift the blame to me like you aren't the one muting me.
I'm not muting you. Why did you just mute yourself? Why are you muting
You just
yourself?
muted me,
Why
dumbass.
are you muting yourself? Why are you muting yourself? Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh my god, you're so fucking stupid. Like, you just muted
Whoa!
me. I just got the notification saying you muted me.
Whoa, that's really mean. That's really mean. Okay, how about, you know what? Let's just try to bring it back together here. Why do you support Trump?
You're just a fucking troll. Like, you mute everybody who comes up here and start asking, oh, why are these Trump supporters scared of me? Because you're a fucking pussy. Like, you don't even try to have debates. You're fucking
Holy
insane.
shit, Emma. Why are you being like this? This is mean. By the way, you wouldn't have been able to say that if you were muted, so it's kind of like a self-contradicting point.
I'm saying you keep muting me.
No, I don't.
You just fucking did.
No, you muted
You
yourself.
just did.
No, you muted yourself.
So we're lying now?
I'm so sorry. You know, I have a picture. This picture reminds me of you and me right there. That's you and me. So I'm the monkey on the right. You're the lion on the left.
Oh. Oh my God. What the fuck? You're racking my brain right now.
I am rage baiting you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having fun with it. It's only because you rage baited me so fucking hard the other day. Okay, so I don't really have any qualms.
How did I rage bait you?
but I'll try to reel it back in and be respectful. Let's try this one last time. Do you want to give an argument?
How did I
So-
rage bait you? Everything I'm saying, I'm being so serious. I'm not rage baiting. I don't do that. I don't do that. That's very mean. And you can learn a thing or two.
I think she actually is rage baiting. Okay, we're just gonna move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. If you are watching and you would like to come up here and debate me on why you support Trump, go ahead and hop in that queue. Also, if you're watching and you'd like to support me, support our independent journalism and our super professional debates. I mean, yeah, that was obviously a very professional debate. You can support me on the Venmo and the PayPal and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. And the Venmo and the PayPal is also in the pin message over on YouTube. Welcome in, Selfmade. Do you support Trump? All right, Selfmade's not here. We're going to go ahead and throw the rules back on the screen. Only join if you're 18 plus American MAGA and ready to debate. Y'all make sure that we're following those rules. In the meantime, you could, double tap on that phone screen, chat that live. Y'all already know there's a bunch of things that we can do to help boost engagement. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guest right now, everybody. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I will start off by saying I did.
You don't anymore?
Not to say that I don't. I can see why arguments believe why he shouldn't be president. And I will start by saying that when I did see her lives, I'm like, I'll get a load of this guy, talking out of your ass. But most importantly, came on here to let you know that being on your live and doing my own research, I can see why people don't want Trump as president. I feel like to an extent you can see why people do want Trump as president.
So do you want to make an argument of why he's a good president? Because that's what we're here for. But that's awesome to hear that you kind of like opened up your mind a little bit more since you started watching the lives. Like, that's great. I actually cut out. I'm gonna go to move on. Welcome in, D. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, big time, bro.
Age, please, bro.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 18, bro.
Great, bro. Yo, Don! Thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much for the love. That was incredibly kind of you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. As well as Holly, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. Let's see, 200 Holly W's down below. Holly says, thank you for what you do. Keep up the good work. Holly, that is very kind of you. Everybody, show some love to Holly down below. You are fantastic. Thank you.
Come on, bro. You're wasting my time.
What year were you born in?
06.
All right, buddy. Why do you support Trump, kid?
Kid, come on, man. No need for the disrespect.
Right. Sorry, sir.
Right. Appreciate it. Anyway, just out of curiosity, why do you support Kamala whenever she was running?
Her name is pronounced as Kamala, and I supported her like 7 or 8 months ago at this point, because she actually wanted to help the average American. She had tax cuts for 100 million Americans in the low and the middle class. She wanted to ensure that women's rights were protected on the federal level, unlike Trump, who doesn't think that, which has led to 60 victims of rape being denied access to abortion every single 24 hours. She wasn't like an authoritarian dictator, fascist type shit. I mean, like Donald Trump definitely is. He's been passing executive orders that have explicitly contradicted the Constitution. He called for its termination. He's been illegally deporting people where they were then beaten, tortured, and CCOT in El Salvador for 3 weeks. Also, like the character, like Donald Trump is an absolute POS. He's been held civilly liable for rape. He admitted to perving on naked underage teenage girls at Miss Teen USA. He's boasted, about how he's going to be dating a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, which was definitely insane. Foreign policy, I just think he's not that smart. Hasn't gotten a single trade deal signed on paper in the last 170 days. I think he might have got 1 or 2 yesterday, though, so maybe that's a little bit of an outdated talking point. And he's really bad for the economy. Whole mass deportation thing, it's going to, exclude like 1.1 trillion through $1.7 trillion from our GDP per year. Super duper bad. Forceful layoff of 8.3 million of our workers. Super duper bad for manufacturers. And I could go on and on and on.
Yeah, but how are people that aren't legitimately paying taxes because they're not a legal citizen, how is that not destroying the economy?
Because they do pay taxes.
But if they're illegal,
Wow. Yeah, through the use of ITINs. ITINs is an individual taxpayer identification number. They can pay taxes, pay around $100 billion per year plus all the value in which is extracted off of their labor and paid in taxes by their employer. Now, what month in 2006 were you born in?
July 28th.
So that would have already passed. I think that you'd be 19. Sorry, you lied. Moving on to the next guess. Guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. We're going to go to get that next guess. Geeked up all the time. 03 loaded in. Here we go, everyone. Good call out, chat. You were right. You lied. I remember when I first started doing these debates, people would have been like 18 if they were born in like 05. You know, now that years moved. It's crazy. I've been doing these for a while. Anyways, let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here, y'all. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Yo, Jack, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo, brother. Jack says, no more Emma, please. Your patience is impressive. Yeah, I'm not going to be bringing Jack back. I'm not going to be bringing Emma back, Jack. Let's see 150 Jack W's down below in the comment section for the $15 in the voice spoken by many. Shirley, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Shirley, you've been here the last handful of days. I love you. I love you, Shirley. Thank you so much. As well as Jasmine with the $15 over on PayPal saying thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being here. I just appreciate your presence, Jasmine. Thank you. Show some love to Jack, Jasmine, and Shirley down below. Now, welcome in Black Jesus. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 27.
And why do you support Trump?
Because, there's good things that he's doing. Nothing that he does. Let me start off by getting on a good foot. I agree with everything that you say about everything.
If you agree with everything that I say about everything, then you wouldn't be a Trump supporter.
The only thing that he does is, I'm a little nervous, sir.
That's okay.
The Mehdi Hassan interview on Jubilee, or not even that, but it pointed out how we need to give these people the platform that, because if we don't, they'll vote for Trump. He's their platform now, and he's in the highest position possible. And so if we leave them behind and like try to silence them, don't give them the position to talk and expose them, and they need to be in trouble for the things that they say like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think that they got in trouble for the things that they said. But there's also definitely a debate about if it's okay to platform fascists in a debate style is definitely not a debate about why you support Trump. What are we doing?
Well, it's good because many times talking to someone else.
I'm not going to have this debate with you because that's not what we're debating. We're debating why you support Trump as president.
I'm trying to get to that point.
I actually don't see how they're related. So I usually let people try to get
I'm about to show you.
Make an argument.
I'm about to show you right now.
In this circumstance, I don't see any relation whatsoever.
It's about to be real quick.
Like a Jubilee
It's about to be real
episode
quick.
shouldn't have any bearing on why you support this guy as president.
Okay, it's gonna be real quick. So the conversation was, what do we need to do in order to what do we need to have to reform these people? So the Holocaust happened and we reformed Germany. So people don't understand, we've already had a Holocaust in America and nobody cares about it. Millions of black people have been killed. Millions of Native Americans were killed. And no one, they just look the other way. It's already happened. These racists don't care about those people.
You want to know who what group of people in this country are going to be the most likely to look the other way?
Who's that?
Trump and his cronies.
Exactly, and it's putting a light.
So then why would you support him as president?
I don't. I just want to talk to
Okay,
you.
well then don't request to join my live if you don't support Trump as president. Follow the rules, please. We're going to move on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Everybody, we're going to move on to the next guest, everybody. Make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. Welcome into You Support Trump.
I just want to ask how I can find your info for your Venmo to send you money.
Banned! You're not following the rules! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I'm sorry, that was really rude. On a real note, I actually really appreciate that. That is very kind of you, Brianna. Everybody could please show some love to Brianna down below in that chat. Great question. I'll happily answer it. You can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of all the proceeds over there on TikTok. That's just on my account page. It's right there in the bio. It's in the link. Yeah, there you go, Brianna. I appreciate you so much for coming up and asking. I'm going to move on to the next guest because we're looking for some debates. But you rock. Show some love to Brianna. Welcome in, Adam. Do you support Trump?
How's it going, Dean? So I'm actually from New Zealand, and I.
All right, I'm sorry, Adam. You sounded really kind. You had like a kind voice to you. You really did. I don't know. You sounded like a good guy. Unfortunately, we are just looking to debate Trump supporters. I'm gonna make sure I put the rules back up on the screen so then I don't have people like that guy like waiting in the queue because I always feel bad about that. I truly do always feel bad about that. Only join the queue if you are 18 plus, American, MAGA, and ready to debate. Yippee, right? So welcome in, Coast. What's going on, Coaster? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
If I were to look at the set of rules that I have on the screen, which one do I think you're violating? I think it's this one.
No,
How old are you?
I just hit puberty late.
58? What a sweet little kid. Moving on to the next guest. We're gonna get Kathy up in here. Welcome in, Kathy. Do you support Trump?
What's up, retarded ass nigger?
Jesus Christ, that is not a Kathy. That is a little kid screaming slurs. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, give us a minute, y'all. While we're working on getting that next guest up in here, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen and showing out this live with a handful of friends. Also, if you're in that queue, make sure that you're following the rules. Everybody, just do be patient. I do apologize about that. We got Cole loading into the live stream right now, everybody. As well as Iris, thank you so much for the love over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate that. Welcome in, Cole. Do you support Trump?
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't mean to request.
No worries, man. No worries. If you want to skip that queue and just come right up onto this live stream and have a conversation, go and put a mag with your age down below in the chat. Right now it's definitely proven to be a little bit more difficult to find people to debate, but it is what it is. Make sure that you're following the rules, definitely all of them. I mean, they're in the middle of the phone screen. Welcome in, Sienna. Are you following the rules? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. I'm going to act like I didn't just hear you take a screenshot. Now,
Hey.
how old are you?
18.
Okay, what year were you born in?
2006.
What month?
October.
Okay. All right. Why do you support Trump?
I just think he's a good guy.
Okay, why? I've never asked that question. I always just usually respond about trolls. Big time trolls. Quite frankly, the big time trolls, they're trolling. They're trolling everybody. Big time trolls. Quite frankly, big time trolls. That's right. Amanda, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Amanda. If everybody watching could please show some love to Amanda down below, that mean the absolute world to me. Thank you for the $15, Amanda. You are great. If you're watching and you're curious on how to support me, if you want to support me for the debates that we do here, the independent journalism and so on, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, as well as in the pinned message over on that YouTube stream. I appreciate everyone so much for all the love today. Shout out big time. Welcome in, Dalton. Do you support Trump? Hello. Maybe not. Goodbye, Mr. Dalton Matthews. I guess Dalton Matthews is not a Trump supporter, so we gotta, get him out of here and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute here, y'all. Let's go to see what the next guest has to say here. We're gonna go to get that next guest, Tony, loading up into the box. Here we go with Tony. Yo, Pamela with a $5 on PayPal saying, thank you for dealing with these people. Please don't stop, Pamela. I'm never gonna stop.
I didn't mean to join, but Cookie King mogs you.
So real, bruh. So real. Moving on. Here we go. Everyone, just be patient. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? Okay, and they left. All right, here's what we're going to do. So we've now amassed even more flags on the live, everybody. You know what that means. If you don't know what that means, hear what that means. So right now, the TikTok terms of service is bad. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And throughout the live, we will just collect flags naturally. There's nothing that we could do about it. It just is what it is. If I don't restart my stream, I lose access to my account. So for the health and safety of the live streams, not just today, but in the future, I'm going to have to go ahead and restart the stream. Now, this isn't me ending. We're going to hop right back into the same type of debates that you've seen here for another handful of hours. I kind of give instructions on how to find the live stream again every time we have to do this because of TikTok TOS. The first instruction right now is if you want to come back, just make sure to hit that follow button. It's up in that top left-hand corner. It's a big blue icon. That is going to be kind of like your support. So if you don't follow the next set of instructions on how to come back quickly, at the end of the day, you'll see my live and your following, section of TikTok again. I'll be right back in like 10 seconds. It could restart pretty quickly over here on TikTok. So make sure you hit that follow button right now. I'll give everybody a second to do so. Now, the quicker way to come back is once the live stream ends, you will see my profile picture just pop up in the middle of your phone screen and it'll say live ended. If you click on that profile picture, you'll be directed to my account page. And then when you're on my account page, count to 10, like literally out loud, and then refresh my account page, and then click on my profile picture again. It'll say like a glowing orb, like live now. You'll be able to find it. It'll be sweet. That's how we're going to get everybody back in here. Right now we have like 13,000 people on the TikTok stream. So I would love it if we could get like 9,000 people to come back by the restart. So I will hopefully see you all very, very, very soon. The restart's literally going to take 3 seconds here. See you soon. Okay. Somebody in my YouTube chat says, Dean, use your diaphragm to speak. I shouldn't have to have my TV on full blast just to hear you. I don't think it's an issue with my diaphragm. I think it's an issue with my mic. I'll try to fix that. Yo, somebody in my YouTube chat just said, Emma can't count to 10. Dude, y'all hold a vendetta. It's so fucking great. All right. Here we go, everybody. We got the restart underway. Welcome back in. To everybody tuning right back in from that restart. How are we doing? Look at that. The safety of the live is protected. Look at that, everybody. That is a way that we ensure that we keep our account. It is so pesky. It is so annoying, but it is something that we have to do. I am actually going to go ahead and task you guys with something real quick because we just got a $25 donation from Karina over on PayPal. Karina, thank you so much for the love. Karina says, thank you for being courageous. Karina, I love you. Thank you for the $25 donation. That is so kind of you. If everybody watching can please show some love to Karina down below in that box, it would mean the world to me. As well as Emily, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Emily says, I love you and I watch you every day. I wish you would just ask the ones who say they voted for Trump because they closed borders what they think Trump has done to close the border. No, good question because he hasn't done anything. We'll start wrapping that in more. Thank you, Emily and Karina. Now for the near 7,000 people that have tuned right back in to the TikTok live from that restart. Good on you guys. Make sure that you're spamming those likes, spamming those shares, and spamming that comment section. It's going to be a way to really get the live to shoot out and across that For You page again after the restart. Now we're going to go ahead and just hop right back into the debates. If you're hopping in that queue, make sure you're following the rules on screen. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and bring Maverick up right now. Here we go, everybody. We got Maverick loading into the live, guys. Welcome in, Maverick. How old are you? Maverick's not here, so we're going to go ahead and ban Maverick. Moving on, here we go. Guys, going to put a mag with your age down below in the chat if you want to skip the line, quite frankly. Who's next? We got Sunny Bubbles loading up. Follow the rules. Got to be at least 18 American MAGA and ready to debate. What's going on, Sunny? You following those rules?
Yeah, I'm 26.
26, and you support Trump?
No.
Okay, well, then you're not following the rules.
Oh, well, then I'm just dumb.
I'm going to go to move on. Here we go, everybody. Let's go to see what that next guest has to say. Y'all, everyone, just give us a minute here. We got Greg loading up. Here we go. Banned! They got banned! Follow the rules, everybody. Read them real quick before you hop in the queue so I don't have to ban you.
Hello?
Welcome in, Greg. Age, please.
I'm 20.
Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay. What year were you born in?
2005.
Okay, all right, Greg. Is that your name? Greg?
No.
Okay, what's your name? What should I call you?
Molly.
Molly. Okay, Molly. Listen, we're going to have a good debate here. Molly, I want you to take it away and tell us exactly why you support this president. Terrible president. Worst president of our lifetime. See, we're the same age, Molly, and he sucks dookie.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, he's done disgusting stuff, but, like, I think he's the one that's kept us out of war.
He actually literally got us in war. He started a war with Iran. He bombed their missile facilities with our bombs and our fighter jets after saying that we have control over their airspace and we know where their leader is and we could kill him if we wanted to. And then he even like there for like a day or two entertained a regime change. Not to mention
we couldn't really get out of it, though.
What's that?
We couldn't really get out of it because we have that contract with Israel.
What contract do we have with Israel that obligated us to drop bombs on Iran?
There's no contract that says that, but we have some sort of like loyalty to him or something like that.
Grim with the galaxy, yes. Loyalty to Israel. You know, it's that false sense of loyalty to Israel that is in Trump and a lot of people such as yourself that literally got us involved in that war. So, in other words,
it
you're
my
just
fucking
simply
fault?
describing how Donald Trump
How's
is
it
not
my fault?
anti-war.
How's it my fault?
No, it's Trump's fault.
But you've just said people like you. How's that my fault?
Because you also have given me a false
I
suggestion
didn't vote
of a
for
total
Trump.
loyalty to Israel.
I don't have a fucking loyalty to Israel. I hate Israel
So then why do you support Trump?
because I think he's the one that got us out of that war.
He's the one that
Get
started
the
it.
fuck off that vape, bro.
It's not a vape.
It's a vape.
It's an anxiety pen. Thank you.
It's obviously a vape.
No, it's not.
That's
Shut up.
fine.
Molly, be quiet.
Why are you having anxiety talking to me?
No, I'm just addicted to the anxiety pen. The lavender and caramel. It's gone from like,
Lavender and caramel.
it's gone from a tool that helps me to like now it's I need it. You know, that's just I need it.
Sorry, I can't take you seriously.
Don't laugh at me. If you had the lavender and caramel, you'd think differently too. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. I'm British and I'm trolling you.
Okay, that is really fucking lame. L.U. Molly, I'm not gonna lie. Moving on to the next guest, everyone. Give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Make sure that we're following the rules. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. Izzo right now. Gavin, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube. Saying, Dean, will you do a new topic soon? I wish that I could debate you at some point, but I follow the rules, so I can't right now. Well, all the other topics that I used to talk about, like feminism, things related to the LGBTQ plus community, I can't even debate them on TikTok anymore because they just all get banned. As well as Caden, thank you for the 100 DKK. Thank you so much for tuning in. As well as, let's see here, Alex, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Alex says, keep up the good work, young buck. Appreciate that, Alex. I hope that you're enjoying the streams, man. Everybody, please show some love to Alex down below. Let's get 200 Alex W's. Welcome in, Will. How old are you? And he's not here. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. We got IG loading up in the box. We got IG loading up in the box. Quite frankly, that's right. We know what the rules are. Make sure that we're following them. What's up, IG? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Age, please.
I'm 21.
Okay, Agent Hatch. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
That'd be a kid. All right, IG, go ahead and take it away. Why do you support the worst president of either of our lifetimes? Mike's on you.
First of all, he's not the worst president because what he's doing for our country is actually really good.
Oh, dude, cooked me. All right, what is he doing for the country? That's great.
He's making the country more money by placing tariffs on goods coming in.
Yeah, who pays those tariffs once the good is in the market?
Us, but it also takes away our taxes.
Us.
Yes.
Yes, we pay that tariff. And guess what? Who spends more of their income on commodities? Low-income Americans or high-income Americans?
I don't know.
Low-income Americans. Low-income Americans spend a greater proportion of their income on things that they buy, right? So, in other words, basically, low-income Americans are going to be disproportionately paying that tariff that's passed off to the consumer. So, in other words, he's raising money for a federal government to spend on bombs for Israel by taxing poor people more.
Okay, but poor people get help from the government.
Well, I mean, actually, he's now revoking a lot of that help. Through the big, beautiful bill, he pulled 10 million people off of state-funded healthcare and 3 million people off of food stamps. He also pulled 18 million school students off of free school student lunches by defunding the Department of Education. And he's making us pay more for energy by rolling back clean energy credits on windmills and solar farms just because he hates them so much and he thinks that coal's quote-unquote clean. And now the average American household is expected to pay an additional $500 per year in energy. So he's taking away those benefits and making them pay even more. Yeah.
The people he took off the healthcare are immigrants, and they're gonna leave anyways.
Immigrants. I'm guessing you mean like undocumented immigrants?
Yeah.
Okay, no, wrong. So undocumented immigrants do not qualify for federal Medicaid. Wrong.
And LeBron voted for Trump, so.
What's that?
LeBron voted for Trump.
LeBron actually, I don't think voted for Trump. I'm pretty sure that
actually,
I think he was pretty big for Kamala Harris. Not even gonna lie.
No, actually, no. So that was my opinion.
No.
I guess I too.
Yeah, he literally sent a tweet out saying vote Kamala Harris.
He doesn't run his Twitter, doofus.
This is his fucking Twitter. He sent
He
a
doesn't run
tweet.
his own Twitter, doofus.
But who is his Twitter representing, doofus? Who is his Twitter representing? Who is his Twitter representing?
Okay, I could say something on someone
Bro, put
else's
the
Twitter.
game down and focus on this debate, bro, because right now you're losing bad. Because you just told us that LeBron voted for Trump. Okay, I want you to go ahead and take a really good look at this
Said it on the
screenshot. Real
interview.
quick. Go ahead and take a really good look at the screenshot that I'm about to pull up on the screen.
Wait, someone's pushing my box, bro.
Not one, bro, dude, calm down. Look at the screenshot. Go ahead and read this for me.
Why'd you put a chicken wing on my screen?
Okay. He's playing Fortnite. I'm gonna go and kick him. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Here we go, guys. Go to put a mag with your rage down below in that chat if you want to join. We got Broke to Bull loading in, as well as Hey Mary. Thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo, Mary. That is insane. Everybody, please show some love to Mary down below for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Thank you. Let's see, 500 Mary W's. 500 Mary W's. Thank you, Mary. 1 second. Mary says, I've learned so much about politics by listening to you and watching your videos. A million thank yous. Can you shout out Nikki by saying you are the best, Nikki? Lil, thank you. Yo, A, Mary, thank you for the $50. And B, Nikki, shout out to you. You're the fucking best, dude. The absolute GOAT, the greatest of all time. Shout out to Mary and Nikki down below in that chat. As well as Parker with the $10 over on Venmo saying that people that don't follow the rules are pissing him off. Me too. Me too, man. Me too. And then one last one here. Oh my goodness. Jay, thank you for the $100 donation over on PayPal. That is too much. I do not deserve that. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. Let's get 1,000 JWs. They asked me to not read out their message, so I won't be reading out their message. But Jay, seriously, thank you so much. You are phenomenal, Jay. You know I love you. All right. Broke to Bull. I'm going to invite you to unmute. Let's have a chat. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Are you MAGA? Okay.
Hello?
I don't think that conversation's going to work out. Bad internet, I'd assume. Hey, what's going on, Johnny? Do you support Trump?
No, fuck you.
Oh, that's it, child. Moving on to the next guest. Moving on. Let's go and see what we have. We got Courtney H loading up in. We got Courtney H loading up in. Here we go. The other disgusted veteran with another $20 super chat on YouTube. Thank you. Saying, I've been around since President Johnson. I've seen some insanity from DC, but if a person or persons have normalized Bush 2 or Palin, for example, they really accomplished something. It wears me out mentally. You know, a lot of these callers wear me out mentally. Absolutely. Disgusted veteran. Absolutely. All right. It doesn't look like Courtney's loading in. You know, I wish that we could talk to somebody that's older. I feel like the only people that we've been talking to today have been like 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, you know? Like, is there any, like, how about this? If you want to come up and debate, go ahead and put MAGA with your rage down below. I'm going to try to find somebody older to bring up. You know what I mean? What's going on, Oliver? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Age, please.
I am 18. I turned 18 today.
The exact opposite of what I'm looking for. It's okay. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I don't think immigrants should be allowed in the country.
Oh, well, that's a very terrible view. Why do you think that we shouldn't allow immigration?
Because they're stealing all of our goods.
Okay, you laughed in the middle of that sentence, so I'm going to go and assume that you don't mean it. Moving on, here we go, guys. Let's go and put a mag with your age down below in that chat if you want to come up. By the way, guys, shout out to y'all. We did a restart 12 minutes ago, and we're all the way back up to 12,000 live viewers on TikTok. Everybody give yourselves a pat on the back. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, Cooper. Why the hell... Oh, wait. Sorry, not Cooper. Your name's Cole. My bad, Cole. Why the fuck do you support Trump?
I think cheeseburgers go well with hamburgers and fries.
Cheeseburgers go well with hamburgers and fries. Very nice, Cole. Do you have any reasons why you support Trump?
No, I don't support Trump. I'm just kidding.
Very nice. We're going to put the rules up on the screen. Here we go. Only join if you're 18 plus American, MAG, and ready to debate. What? If you break the rules, I'm going to ban you. So don't break the rules. Let's go to get that next guest up in here. All right, we got Chase loaded up and Yo, Magical Max, thank you for the $100 super chat on YouTube. Wow, Magical Max, that is crazy. Everybody, show some love to Max down below. Max says, seeing how they freeze when their point is proven wrong is the funniest thing ever. I agree. I get a kick out of that. It's fun. It's, it can be fun. Thank you for the love, Max. You were awesome, bro. Everybody, show some love to Max down below, dude. Thank you, Max. Welcome in, Chase. What's going on, Chase? Do you support Trump? No, Chase just left, so we're gonna go keep the rules on the screen. Let me know down below if you want to come up and have a debate. Let me know down below if you want to come up and have a debate. Here we go, everybody. We're gonna move on to the next guest right now. Pontiac, love to have you up. What's going on? Do you support Trump? No, he left. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're gonna get that next guest loaded in here. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Hi, Dean. I love your work. Can you add my friend Trinity9?
Moving on to the next guest, everyone. Just do be patient while we're looking to get that next Trump supporter loaded into the debate here. It's really hard right now. I wish that you guys would follow the rules, please. Don't know why you guys choose not to. Beats me, man. Beats me. Banned. We're gonna go back to the bands. Here we go, everyone. What's up, Tyler? Do you support Trump? Banned. Tyler got banned. Moving on. Here we go, everybody. Let's follow the rules. How many times a day do you guys think that I repeat that? Seriously, how many times do you think I repeat that? Welcome in, Sam. Are you MAGA?
Hello. Not
banned. Wait, did he say yes? Sorry, maybe I was a little bit too trigger happy there. Okay, we're adjusting. We're adjusting the bans. Okay. See, I was being a little bit too lenient, and then I was being a little bit too strict. So we need to find happy medium. Sorry, Max. Feel free to re-request if you do support Trump. Welcome in, Noah. Do you support Trump?
Yeah,
All right. How old are you?
I'm 18. I'm about to be 19.
Very nice, Noah. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and have a chat, man. Why do you support this guy? He's doing a lot of harm to the country, man. Really eroding our checks and balances and playing wannabe dictator.
Well, I got a question for you first. Why do you think immigrants should be allowed in here?
Yeah, because immigrants being allowed in America is what made America. Ellis Island.
Okay. Well, I feel like they shouldn't be here because they're taking our jobs and they're getting paid by the government, which should be U.S. citizens' money.
If there was no immigrants in America, you understand there'd be no jobs either, right?
Oh, but that's not their money, so it doesn't matter. You know.
Wait, whose money is it?
It's the government's money.
The government owns the money that is paid to laborers in this country. Well, they own a little bit of it. That's taxation.
Well, who else would pay us?
Okay, I'm lost. I have no clue what this guy's saying. Does anybody know? Okay, just give us the argument front to back. Take it away, Noah. Try again.
Well, dude, what I'm saying is the government gives us the money to work and to feed our family. And if they're paying random ass fucking immigrants, they're taking jobs. There's not as many jobs for us.
So if you're a low income American, sometimes the government can give you money to pay a rent and feed your family, like food stamps, Section 8, renters assistance, etc. But when you're working and you generate an income higher than a particular threshold, you pay for that stuff via the fruits of your labor.
Okay.
You didn't know this?
I did not.
You're not 19. Or be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And
no, I'm 18.
So you're 18, and you didn't know that you could work a job and get paid, and then spend that money on food?
Well, no, obviously you can. I'm just saying it's the population isn't gonna be the same.
I mean, now we're moving on. You better give me white replacement theory.
No.
Then what the hell do you mean the population won't be the same? That's just usually a Nazi talking point about how we're reducing the amount of overall white people in America. So what do you mean when you say the population won't be the same? Well, apparently he doesn't know because he's leaving. Interesting. All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest. What a lost man. Truly lost. I don't even know what he was saying. He was so lost. We got Adam 302 loading up, and here we go, everybody. What's up, Adam? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, so I support Trump. So as I said before, from New Zealand moving to America.
Oh.
And keen to debate both sides, obviously, because I'll be living there shortly.
Do you have citizenship?
No, so I will be going for that very shortly. So it'll be very good debate on both sides of the channel here. On
You know what? Sure. You know what? I will happily debate an immigrant that is going to move to America and apply for residency or citizenship about why you support Trump.
Well, that's the thing. So what we get fed here in New Zealand from the media is completely different to what you guys obviously are having over there. So we don't really get, the full story. Obviously, with our New Zealand media, we get a lot of fake news here of what things go wrong, what things go bad, and stuff like that. But so what my question would be to you, and for someone who's going to be moving over there, is who do you support? Who is going to turn this around if it's not Trump?
Okay, so you're asking me. So I want to know why you support Trump. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, well, as I say, I'll be moving over there, so I need to know from both sides, and a debate for me to say, well, do I support Trump?
Well, you're not looking for debate. You're just kind of looking for my explanation about what I think about those in power and who could be better. I'll answer your question. I'm going to move on to the next guest so we can hopefully find a debate though. But in response to your question, what I would say is that there's a lot of good candidates popping up from the left right now that I think are going to be very strong in the midterms in the next general election. I can't tell you who it will be definitely, but we see people like Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, Andy Bashir, AOC. And I mean, there's a little bit about every single one of those candidates that I very much so do disagree with, but I mean, all of them are definitely better than Trump. I'd say that somebody with the best chance, I'm honestly going to say Kamala Harris again. I really do see herself setting herself up for another run for the presidency in 2028. She just released a book about her last run. She's not running for the governor's office. She's starting to sit down on TV. And I think by the time midterms comes around, she might be a very dominant candidate. I think it's possible. And if you're calling me crazy, reflect back on what I'm saying right now in 2 years, and you may end up agreeing with me. Hi. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, why did you say I'm not American 2 days ago? Is it because I'm brown or is it because I'm fat?
Who are you?
Lawful expat, you know who I am. Why did you say I'm not American?
Because you have an account that is titled Lawful Expat EU.
Yeah, I have an EU.
That's fucking why. It's because you have an account titled Lawful Expat EU, and I've had you up on the live before, and I asked you what time it is, and you gave me a European time. That's why. But I did see that you are an American citizen. So yeah, you were like the 1 out of a billion that I was wrong about, because anytime anybody else has an account that is titled their name EU and they live in Europe and they boast their European citizenship, there's about a 0.1% chance that they're going to be American. I'll tell you, I was wrong. Okay, I'll own that, right? But I think given the information I had available to me at the time, that was a fair judgment. Now, what I will say is, why are you looking up my address? Oh, you didn't expect me to know about that, huh, buddy? Yeah, you know that video that you posted where you had your computer in frame and then one of the tabs said Dean Withers' address? You probably should have closed out of that tab before you started filming that video. Dude, unreal. I have fans, everybody. Hey, what's going on, Bookie? Do you support Trump?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 23. Today's my 23rd birthday, bro.
Fantastic. Do you support Trump?
Support is kind of a crazy word, but I don't mind him being president. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, enough for me, man. Why the hell don't you mind somebody that is passing executive orders that explicitly contradict the Constitution, that is firing the heads of the Bureau of Labor Statistics for just simply reporting that he's been losing jobs in the last 30 days, and advocating for economic reform to redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich, while destroying social safety nets for low-income Americans? Why don't you mind that person being president?
Well, before you fry me with terms I'm not quite too familiar with, I'll tell you the reason why I do not mind him being president.
Yes,
I mean, there's definitely some things about other people that you're not going to like 100%. I mean, that's even with Kamala Harris, like some of the things that she might have in place or like the policy she might hold. Some people might not like 100% agree with everything they're saying. But the reason why I don't mind Trump being president is because, for one, he's keeping our country safe. And then the whole thing about the immigration thing, like I keep hearing people coming up on here talking about the immigration thing. Whenever you look deeply into it, these are not documented immigrants, and if they are, they're either in crimes or they're in some type of legal trouble. So whenever like they're removing, I'm not saying every immigrant or people that are not from America should be, you know, removed from the U.S. But whenever they are in type of legal trouble and things like that, like yeah, I mean, like it's not rocket science that they should not be, you know, here 100%. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I completely disagree with you. We could debate about that, but I want to respond to your first point first. So you said he's keeping America safe. So how is he keeping America safe when he's advocating for policy that A, right, intends to just destroy our economy, which will increase poverty, thereby also
Well, what do you mean?
crime?
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean? Like he's trying to destroy our economy? What do you mean by that? Like you really think our president is trying to destroy economy? Like think about that for a second.
Perfect time to bring up his mass deportation. The forceful expulsion of all undocumented immigrants in this country would include the 8.3 million undocumented immigrants.
But let's talk about us as like as citizens, as U.S. citizens. Why are we talking about people that aren't from here? You know, let's talk about
because
people that are from.
removing the undocumented immigrants will destroy this economy. Can I explain?
How so? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And removing all Nova, thank you for the gold mine. And removing all undocumented immigrants in America to outside of America, you're also removing the 8.3 million undocumented laborers and the 12 million undocumented consumers. When you kick so many people out of our labor force, what happens is you destabilize our industries, less goods are made, and they're made less efficiently because you just caused havoc for the people that are
Right.
making
That
the
makes
goods.
absolute sense. But with
So-
multiple change,
And when you shut up, I'm still talking. And when you remove the 12 million undocumented consumers that are buying the goods from the American companies, all of a sudden, A, you have a lower level of total demand, and B, you have a lower level of GDP contribution. This is why the Center for American Progress tells us that on total, when you do a mass deportation, you know, our GDP is expected to be cut from like 1.1 trill through 1.7 trillion dollars per year. And that significant of a cut to our GDP and spending $2 trillion over 10 years to get it done is absolutely destroying this economy. And when you like compartmentalize that alongside other things that Trump is doing by spending $4 trillion to redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich or imposing tariffs, which is a regressive tax on the poor, it just inevitably results in an attack on low-income Americans to make poor people worse off, which will inevitably increase poverty. And with poverty comes more crime.
can I ask you a question? How old are you? I'm not too sure how old you are.
I'm 20.
You're 20. Okay. Would you agree with me that Trump has been in business for a very long time?
Yeah,
Probably double or triple your age?
around double.
Around double? Okay. So do you not think that he knows how finances work when it comes to change like this?
Obviously, he doesn't know how they work, or he wouldn't be advocating for this policy.
Would you say that you I find that kind of interesting because I feel like his entire life has been built around learning how finances and how money and economy moves around. That's why he's so successful.
Yeah, obviously fucking not, or else he wouldn't be advocating for such shit economic reform.
Maybe there's something you don't know about it though. Maybe you're not onto something. Maybe you're
Okay.
missing something.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
maybe
yeah.
you're in such disagreement with
So then
his
tell me what
policies
that
that-
is.
I'm not too sure. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not 100% supporting Trump, but I said my main point is he's keeping our
I don't
country safe.
expect.
And now with
I don't expect
GDP
you. One second. I don't expect you to like support Trump 100%. This doesn't change the fact that if I make an argument and you disagree with the argument, you should be able to articulate why I'm wrong. But basically, all that I hear from you right now is you're telling me that I'm wrong, but you can't tell me why I'm wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't support him 100%. You're asking me what I do support about him, and I said the
Okay.
safety with the country.
So if you agree with what I'm saying, then you'd agree that he's not making this country safer because he's increasing nominal crime by as very.
I don't believe that, though. I don't believe that. I feel like
but that was the conclusion of my argument. So then you do think my argument is wrong. So tell me why my.
I do
argument was
think your
wrong.
argument is wrong in the sense that it's not going to keep us safe in the long run. Like you're looking at stuff within the next decade or whatever your factual, text may be that you're getting this information from. But what I'm saying is in the long run, it will substantially make our country safer.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Why?
I don't know how to answer why. I'm not sure how to answer why. The only way I can answer why is whenever you see it later on in life. Like whenever, as time goes on.
Why do you
you'll
expect this to be a long-term outcome?
Because with change such as like getting rid of immigrants that is apparently messing up our economy and our system with how finances work and everything like that.
Immigrants
it'll bring-
help the economy.
I'm not saying they don't.
Yes, you
However,
literally just said that
I'm
they
not.
don't.
I
Wait, one
I,
second.
I
I'm so
did
sorry.
not
I'm so,
say that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What the hell? We're gonna run
Why
it
do you
back.
have to speak over me?
Yeah, you're gonna go on mute and we're gonna listen to what the hell you just said. What the through 1.7? What the fuck?
From. But what I'm saying is, in the long run, it will substantially make our country safer.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Why?
Why would I don't know how to answer why. I'm not sure how to answer why. The only way I can answer why is whenever you see it later on in life, like whenever as time goes on.
Why do you
you'll
expect this to be a long-term outcome?
because with change such as like getting rid of immigrants that is so like that is apparently messing up our economy and our system with how finances work and everything like that,
Immigrants
it'll bring,
help the economy.
I'm not saying they don't.
Yes,
However,
you speed run contradiction.
you literally you said apparently what by him removing immigrants, it'll mess up our economy.
No,
I'm
so-
not disagreeing.
It's
I'm
not
not
what-
disagreeing.
That's not what I said. That's what you said.
If you would let me finish, can I finish? Can I
Dude,
finish?
Of course.
With them being removed, I'm not saying that it's not going to make some hurt to our economy. I'm saying in the long run, it will eventually build back up to more or like better, if not the same.
Can you make an argument for that?
I can't make an argument for future things. I can't
You
see
just
in the
did.
future.
You just did. No, you
The
just
only way I can explain this-
what,
okay.
dude? We gotta listen to that contradiction on repeat again. We're gonna listen to that contradiction again.
Later on in life, like whenever why, I don't know how to answer why. I'm not sure how to answer why. The only way I can answer why is whenever you see it later on in life, like whenever as time goes on.
Why do you
you'll
expect this to be a long-term outcome?
because with change such as like getting rid of immigrants that is so like that is apparently messing up our economy and our system
You gotta put it forward a little.
later on in life, like whenever why, I don't know how to answer why. I'm not sure how to answer why.
Okay.
Maybe I can
I'm not-
rephrase my
I'm not gonna lie. I won't be able to find the clip of you saying that because I just got caught on a little. I won't be able to replay that. Now my brain is confused. It just like we're gonna ignore that. But anyways, no, you literally made the argument. I'm so lost. Anyways, you literally made the argument that you think that mass deportation will be beneficial for economy in the long term. Then I was like, okay, can you give an argument for that? And then you were like, I can't give an argument for that. Do you expect me to be able to see in the future? Well, you said
because
that you
I
could
don't
see in
have
the
the
future
research that they
when making
have.
the claim that it's going to be beneficial in the long term.
make a claim that why I think it would be beneficial in the long term.
Because I'd give me an argument for your claim that you said it'd be beneficial.
I mean, here's the one that I can that first comes to mind. Like for example, he's making like for what was it called? What are those things where he's like taxing things that are outside of the country? What are those?
Those are
They're
called
tariffs or what? Yeah, the tariffs and stuff. He's making it to where people are buying more American-owned products and everything like that. And with the deportations, that's probably a valid point. Like people that are not from this country, they most likely won't be super inclined to buy things from America. I mean, I don't know that for sure. I'm not a legal immigrant, but that's one of the things I can probably think about. So whenever he's deporting people who are in these, what I believe is in a lot of crimes, and he's getting rid of people that are in legal trouble and everything like that. That means that
why
there's gonna be,
why would undocumented immigrants in America be less likely to buy American goods?
that is one of the main things that I think about. I mean, I don't know.
give us-
Well, maybe they
can
buy
you-
stuff from
can
their
you
country.
give us a source for
maybe
that?
maybe they buy. I don't know. I'm not a legal immigrant. I'm not sure. I mean, do you know what legal immigrants buy? Do you-
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm like this close to kicking you because you're just saying shit. No, like this is so annoying. You understand that debates are supposed to be grounded in reality? Like I feel like people forget that. Debates are supposed to be conversations about the world around us. They're supposed to be grounded in reality. But so far, this debate has been not grounded in reality. You're just making shit up. You're like, oh, mass deportation will be beneficial in the long term. And I'm like, why do you think that? And you're like, I have no fucking clue, but I do. And then I was like, no, you have to be able to give reason insofar as why
I
you think
just
that.
mentioned two things, and you didn't accept either one.
And then you tell us that, well, the reason why you think that is because undocumented immigrants are less likely to buy American goods. And I'm like, okay, why do you think that? And you're like, I have no fucking clue. Like, no, the goal of a debate isn't just to do a make shit up competition. The goal of a debate is to be making claims that you can justify with use of reason, fact, and logic. Like so many individuals' brains have gotten like so eroded by the anti-intellectualism introduced by the Trump administration to the extent where now you don't prescribe your beliefs right, based upon reality, right? You prescribe reality based upon your beliefs. And that's a very backwards way of thinking. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the drawing board now, and I'm going to ask you for an argument that mass deportation is good in the long term, but instead of just saying words and making things up, give an evidence-backed position.
Well, I mean, I don't have evidence until like there has to be more time in order for evidence to be. I can't pull something out of thin air. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And if you don't have evidence that mass deportation is good in the long term, then don't say that mass deportation is good in the long term.
Well, I gave you a very valid reason why I think the deportation is a good idea. I'm not saying for everyone though. Like you're picking what words you want to hear. Like
What
I'm saying,
was the valid reason?
I just told you. Like for example, like you're picking words that you want to hear. I'll
Give
tell
me
you
the
I
valid
don't,
reason.
I don't think deporting every person is the necessary is like the right call. I'm saying
That's what
people
Trump
are-
is doing.
Okay, but I'm saying like no, that's okay. You're taking certain words and you're not letting me finish. Okay, he is getting rid of people who are in legal trouble, who are not documented correctly. I think the border should be open for people to come legally, and
going on?
you know,
Dude, stop yapping and give the argument that mass deportation is good.
safety
Safety for whom?
for American citizens.
Okay, I've already refuted this. Mass deportation will literally increase the total amount of crimes in this country, increase poverty. How does that make
Why would it
Americans safer?
Okay, hold on. Why would it increase it if how would it increase it? The people who are American citizens are already here.
I get
So
it.
how would it increase it if
All right,
more
buddy.
people are left?
I've unironically already given you this argument.
Okay, no, you have not. We have not talked about this topic.
Idiot. Oh my God. You are flustering me so badly. I'll go ahead and give the position one last time. Okay. So the reason why mass deportation would increase the total amount of crime in this country is by destabilizing our economy and increasing poverty. A lot of crime, right, is a direct material consequence of poverty. That is a fact. So when we have more poverty, we have more crime. And because mass deportation will cause more poverty through the ways I've already described, we will have more crime. But I will say, I don't think that you care about crime. What percentage of total crimes do undocumented immigrants account for? I want a one-word, one-phrase response.
What was your question?
What percentage of total violent crimes do undocumented immigrants account for?
I'm not sure, but I have my computer right here and I can look it up.
I'll tell you 1%.
Okay, go ahead. What is it? 1%?
Yeah. And in
How would
fact,
that- okay,
they're less
well, how-
likely to commit said violent crimes compared to their citizen counterparts. 2.5 times less likely to be specific. Now, do you want to know who accounts for 90% of violent crimes?
Wait, can I ask you a question first? Where did you get that question? Where did you get that information from?
FBI
that
crime
it was one.
stats, FBI crime stats, and PNAS.
Okay, I'm familiar with that.
So now, do you want to take a guess who accounts for 90% of violent crimes?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
I do. Men.
probably American citizens, right?
No, not American citizens. Men.
What?
Men do. So if you're sitting here and you're telling me that you care about crime, maybe we should focus on why men commit 90% of them. Maybe we could focus on why men commit 90% of them. Maybe we should focus on what men do, right? Or what drives men to commit significantly more violent crime.
And you're saying it's poverty, right?
To commit a significantly disproportionate amount of total violent crimes compared to women. But you don't give a fuck. You don't care. You don't give a single shit. You've never once talked about the fact that men are disproportionately so much more likely to commit violent crimes than women. So I don't think that you truly
I
care
never
about crime in
said
this
that, though.
country. And then to even take it one step further, if you truly cared about crime in country, not only would you be talking about the fact that men commit for 90% of violent crimes in this country, but you wouldn't have voted a 34-count criminal into the Oval Office with
Well, I
violent
didn't vote for
offenses
him.
right
I
there
didn't.
as
I did
well.
not vote for him.
A
I
vote
did not
or
vote
support.
for him.
Change out the word vote for support. Shut the fuck up. I hate it. I hate it when Trump supporters will try to frame themselves in the sense where they don't support him. They don't vote. Bro, you're on this live because you support him. Dude, you didn't vote for him? Okay, you support him today. I'll just simply reframe the argument away from, oh, you wouldn't have voted for him because he's this if you cared about crime. You wouldn't support him today if you cared about crime because he's a 34-count felon that's also been held civilly liable for the violent sexual abuse of a woman.
Okay. I think you're very upset right now. I think you're just really mad. I'm trying to talk to you civilly without like, like being immature and calling you
Yeah,
out,
my
or
bad, bro. Calm down.
being loud and everything like that. Like I'm not like 90% of the people you probably get on this live. Like I'm talking to you like just a normal citizen. Like I'm just trying to have a educational conversation about it. You know what I'm saying?
No worries, bro. Calm down. So in other words, I'll just ask you to respond to the
Like
points that I made.
if anything, I'm just trying to learn. Like I'm just trying to learn from you. I'm not here.
Well, I'll just ask you to respond to the points that I made there. I'll calm down a bit. I get it, man. So yeah, you said that undocumented immigrants are, such a big threat to public safety. I brought up how they commit 1% of crimes, and I don't think that you care about crimes because men commit 90% of crimes, and you obviously don't focus on that. Plus, you support a literal criminal that's also been adjudicated to have raped a woman, running the country from.
Well, can I ask you a question? What told you to believe that I don't care about 90% of the men create crimes? What told you that I don't believe in that? I never said that.
Yeah, because if you did care about the fact that 90% of men commit violent crimes, then you wouldn't be coming up here trying to make a scapegoat of an argument referencing undocumented immigrants while supporting policy that will only ensure that more men commit more violent crimes by putting more of them in poverty.
Well, like I said, I believe not getting rid of every immigrant is the way to go. I said people who are in legal trouble who are not legally allowed to be
Hey,
here
kid, you
does
are
not
now
it doesn't
pivoting. This is called a pivot.
how you're taking away from what I said. You're taking away from what I said. I
Are
literally
you responding to my argument about how undocumented immigrants are so much less likely to commit crimes?
I can let
No.
you speak without you muting me.
Are you
I'm-
responding to my argument that mass deportation will cause more crimes? No. Are you responding to my argument that you don't care about crimes because you put a criminal in the Oval Office? No. What are you responding to? Some sense of how you don't fully support the mass deportation. Okay, I understand. You've now repeated it a handful of times that you don't fully support the mass deportation, but you've continued to repeat a handful of times that you do support the idea that the mass deportation will make this country safer. And I responded, I debunked the claim that mass deportation will make this country safer. And I want you to respond to how I debunked that compared to repeating your claim that you don't support it in its totality. So do you understand now why I've
yes,
interrupted
well,
you and accused
because
you of pivoting?
yes, well, because you're saying that 90% of crime in this country is men, and I'm assuming that 90% of men does not include the illegal immigrants that are here. Is right or wrong, or is that whole 90% American citizens?
That would include undocumented immigrants that commit crimes.
Okay, so what is your point? What is your point about me not caring about 90% of men? I don't care about 90% of men create crimes and all of this. If in that 90% is that illegal immigrant part.
If you take out the undocumented immigrants, it would just simply be 98.2.
Oh, okay, so but that's saying it would help. No, is that helping or is that not helping?
So the reason why it's not helping is because
Maybe it's not a big change, but is that not helping?
That's not.
And you said 98. That's more than 90. You said 98. You mean
So-
89?
So that
you mean
the-
89?
The reason that wouldn't help is because we'd have a higher total nominal amount of crimes.
You mean by nominal just more American criminals? That's what you
Just
mean, right?
more crime.
Where did you get that from? I mean, has that happened yet? You're talking about things that have not
I've
happened.
given you
is
the
the-
argument
Okay.
4 times. Do you remember?
You've given.
Do you remember when I walked you through how there'll be more crime because there'll be more poverty because our economy will be destabilized and made
Is there
worse?
more crime? Is there more crime right now?
Have we done a full mass deportation right now?
I mean,
actually,
that's
I
the
think
thing.
that-
You're asking me to talk about the future, and you
I
don't know
think
the
that
future.
there is actually. Yes, I think that there is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're asking me about the future, and instead of getting myself caught up into something I don't know for sure, you don't even know for sure. Right now, you're going based off statistics and theories.
Oh,
You don't.
Oh, Dean's going based off of statistics and tried true historical theories. What are you going off of?
I'm going off based off what I see. I'm not going based off statistics of the future. I'm going based off the past.
Oh my
what's
God.
happening.
Oh yeah, that's great. That is so great. And what do you see that will prove on the macro scale in a country of 330 million people that if we do a mass deportation, people will be safer?
Well, you're talking a little too quick for me.
Oh,
I mean-
I haven't been talking too quick for you this whole time, but as soon as I ask
No,
you
you
a
have.
pressing
That's why I've
question, you
asked
don't
you to
have a
repeat
response?
yourself, but I've asked you to repeat
So
yourself.
what do you see that you think is a more reliable source of evidence apart from the statistics and test tried and true theories that I gave you
No, that does go part. That goes part in my answer.
You interrupt me one more time, I'm gonna fucking kick you, and I'm gonna do so, and it's gonna be so delightful.
Okay. If you want to kick me, you can. I'm here to have a conversation.
I
That's
don't
it.
think that you're here to have a conversation because we haven't had a conversation. We've had a whine off. What is a
No,
whine off?
what-
It's just been
instead what
it's just been how can you whine the absolute most in response to anything that I say? It's like you sat there and you whined about me having statistics. You sat there and you whined about me having, right, historical trends about the relationship between poverty and crime. You sat there and you whined about an economic evaluation of what is true of undocumented immigrants, what they contribute to the economy, and what would be lost if we did a mass deportation. You whined about that all. But holy
How am I
shit,
whining?
when I then asked you, what is your argument that if we did a mass deportation, people would be safer and what I'm saying wouldn't happen, you just said what you see. And then when I asked you to clarify what you see that is more reliable than the arguments that I've granted you, what did you say? Nothing.
Dean, you need to relax, bro. You need to relax. I'm not sitting here whining. I've actually made the point that I'm actually trying to, if anything, learn from you. I understand your point, and I'm not saying you're right or wrong.
No,
I'm,
I don't
you
buy it.
asked
I don't
me-
buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. The whole learn from you
Why?
thing, I don't buy it.
Wait, the whole. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not 90% of the people. Can you want me to? Actually, hold on. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna turn my camera on just to show that
I
I'm a
want
genuine
you.
person.
I
I'm
want
not-
you to be able to tell me what you see that refutes my argument.
Well, like I told you, I said that the mass deportation, even though I don't fully agree with it, if criminals and everything like that will make, if removing them and they're illegal and it's making our streets safer, that does contribute to our communities and our streets being.
What
being
is your
safer.
argument that it'll make things safer?
Right now? I just gave you an example. Do you see crime today? How much crime do you see going on now?
No, a question is not an argument. Give me your argument.
Okay, my argument is I do not see crime involving illegal immigrants. That is my argument.
How do you know if you see or don't see crime involving
Because
undocumented immigrants?
it's fairly reduced than before the mass deportation.
How do you know that?
What do you mean? How do I know that? By watching the news, by seeing things.
Even
like-
where in the news does it say that?
Well, for example, if I'm scrolling here on TikTok or on TV,
Like, what have
there's
you seen that's
always-
shown that to you? Could you give me a source?
What do you mean, a source of what? Like I'm saying when local
source of what?
When local crimes are happening,
You are testing my patience. Did you just say, what do you mean by source? Is that really a statement that came out of your mouth?
The news.
This close, buddy. The news is a word, not a
Okay.
source.
Okay. Do you want a specific news programming that I watch? Is that what
I
you
want a source.
Okay, we have Fox 8, we have CNN, we have.
What is the reporting on Fox 8? What is the reporting on CNN? Where can I
I'm
find this
telling
to look
you.
at it myself?
Calm down, Dean. I'm telling you.
I didn't know that questions were aggressive. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, my argument is before the mass deportation.
I guess we'll never know what your argument is because we're kicking you and moving on to the next guest. Everyone give us a minute to get that next guest up in here. Man, listen, I don't know. That wasn't fun. Cult members. That guy was positioning himself as like a good faith person that just wanted to learn. No, he was a fucking cult member.
Hello?
Age? Good.
16.
Yeah, like that guy was positioning himself as like a good faith man that just wanted to learn and have a conversation. No, he was a member of a cult. I give him the arguments, I give him the data, I give him the facts, and he's like, well, I literally have no evidence that you're wrong, but I'm going to believe that you're wrong. And that was like the premise of the debate for the totality of the conversation I had with him. Was he has no evidence that I'm wrong, he has no evidence that he's right, but I'm wrong and he's right. That was his argument the whole time. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, can you hear me?
I do. Do you support Trump?
My boyfriend does, and the whole family of my boyfriend does. And I'm Brazilian. I actually think of like maybe moving to the US someday. And then I would need like documents and everything. And I actually ask him stuff like, why do you support him and everything? And I'm so lost sometimes, because I don't know what to believe. And then it's always the same argument. It's like, oh yeah, he's a businessman, he's smart. Just like what these guys have been saying.
Here's what I'll say. Right now we are only looking to talk to individuals from America that support Trump. I will say you deserve better, and I'd honestly, I'd ask you to direct your boyfriend to tune into the lives. Maybe that'd be beneficial, right? What's going on? Do you support Trump? Okay, they're leaving. Yo, Gage! Thank you so much for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Gage. Everybody, please show some love to Gage down below in that chat for the $50. Saying love from Idaho. You were one of the few voices keeping me sane. Appreciate you, Gage. Everybody, let's get 500 Gage W's down below in the chat. Thank you for your kindness. Everybody, please show some love to Gage. As well as Brianna, thank you for the $15 over on PayPal. That's incredibly kind of you. While we're working on getting the next guest loaded in, you guys show some love to Brianna down below. Brianna says, Dean, I love you so much. Thank you for letting me up earlier. You were amazing. Keep roasting people with the truth. Oh, I remember you, Brianna. I didn't actually ban you. This is a joke. I'm sorry for that joke. But this is the same Brianna from before. If you guys could please show some extra special love to Brianna down below in that chat, that would mean the world to me. Thank you. Thank you for the $15. That is incredibly kind of you. All right, moving on to the next guest. Lion, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo 8 minutes ago. Lion said, every 61 seconds, a woman is sexually abused by an American. Yep. He doesn't want to talk about that. Let's go and get that next guest loaded in. We got Brett Burns connecting. As well as Lauren, 21 minutes ago with the $10 over on Venmo, saying thank you for giving the guy from New Zealand such a great answer. They get a lot of right-wing news in New Zealand, and I think it's so important to give people a different perspective. Thank you again and appreciate all that you do. Thank you, Lauren. Kristen with the $5, Viera with the $2, and Brian 32 minutes ago with the $10. You were awesome. Shout out to Brian. Oh, that was the wife of the person in the chat that said I can't count to 10. I remember that. Okay. We're moving on to the next guest. One more person to thank here. Dude, Max, thank you for another... what the hell?
Oh, shoot. This was an accident. My bad.
Wait, I'm looking at this right now. Max? Thank you so much for the $200 over on YouTube Super Chat. I just added up all of your Super Chats in the last 30 minutes. They total to $200. Jesus, Max, thank you. Everybody, show some love to Max down below. Seriously, Max, thank you so much. That is so incredibly kind of you. Let's all show some appreciation and love to Max down below. As well as Mike with the $20 saying, keep doing what you're doing, Dean. Thank you, Mike. Show some love to Max and Mike, as well as show some love to Veteran for the $100 super chat over on YouTube. This was a bit ago. Veteran said, sending boomer respects. Can you consider using your growing platform to remind Gen Z about how critical fact checking is? Your world is full of lies and AI is here. Respect to you and all. Respect to you all for being here. And Toby, thank you for the Leon the Kitten over on TikTok. Show some love to Toby for the Leon the Kitten. And show some love to Disgusted Veteran for the $100. Max for the $200. Thank you, everyone, so much for your kindness today. And Veteran, I absolutely agree. Yes, fact-checking is so important, everybody. It is like the most important thing ever because there's so much fake news out there. And that's what we're all about. Welcome in, Lauren. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Age, please?
18.
Right, great. Kimberly, do you support Trump?
No, but I want to argue about some.
I'm sorry, Kimberly. I got to remove you. Loudon, what time is it?
8.
All right. There's not a single American time zone where it is 8. So we're going to move on to the next guest, Jack Turner. Here we go, everybody. Let's go to get that next guest up in here. What's going on, Jack? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right, Jack. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Why the fuck do you support Trump as president?
Because he's doing great things, honestly.
Like what?
His immigration policies are great, honestly. Actually, I think he's...
We just spent the last 45 minutes talking about immigration policy. I'm not going to do that again unless you have any new points. Actually, can I ask you, what specific immigration policies?
Well, I mean, I like how he would like to limit the asylum process with illegal immigration and make it so you can't just come in and sit claiming asylum to...
Well, I don't think that limiting asylum is a way to fix that. I think that speeding up the time the asylum process takes is a way to fix that. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think the asylum process is very, it's very, it's not right. Like it's very bugged. It's not good. I mean, I don't like all the, I mean, I've heard you talk before. I mean, I know you really like all the, immigration, and I know that you love the illegal immigrants working, in the workforce, and you love supporting those people. You don't think that we should deport at all. So
that's not necessarily true, but I mean, pretty in line with what I believe, at least a little bit. So you said that you do agree with speeding up the asylum process. Did you know that when the Biden-Harris administration was in the Oval Office, they they pushed for this bill. It's called the Bipartisan Border Bill, and that bill included more funding for more courts on the border to expedite
Bipartisan
the
border
asylum
bill.
process. And Donald Trump told Republicans to vote against it. So you told us
Oh,
that
yeah,
you do
yeah.
support making the asylum seeking process faster. Donald Trump has
Do
actively
you know?
fought
Do you,
attempts to get
no,
it
no,
done.
no, no. Do you know why Trump voted against that bipartisan bill?
Yeah, because it would have made the
Bipartisan bill.
Democrats look
Sorry.
good.
No, that's not true at all. Actually, because the bipartisan board would let at least 3,000 illegal immigrants come through the country every single day.
Propaganda. I don't know why you're saying this. So
That's not that's literally true. You can look it up. At least, at most, not at least, at most 3,000 people come across the country every day. That's when they stop. That's the limit. Every day, 3,000 people. Bipartisan. Hey, am I lying?
Okay. Yes, you were. Well, I don't think you're lying. I just think that you're wrong. Let me know when I can explain it.
3,000 people every day.
Okay, you
Trump
want to
said.
repeat it another 3 times? I mean, I think I got the point here, man. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like to respond now.
Go ahead.
Great. So we're not talking about a daily fucking quota of how many undocumented immigrants they need to get in the country every day. No, what you're talking about is the caps that the bill would have imposed before action would be taken to like seal the border up, right? And it was rolly weekly averages, right? And see, the issue here is this cap didn't exist before the bipartisan border bill and technically still doesn't exist today. In theory, that cap was kind of meaningless. It was kind of just a bargain that the left had come to the right to give them something that they want for a little extra comfortability. But it doesn't actually do anything.
Legally at all.
I don't think.
That's why we have borders.
I
Dean.
don't
That's
think.
why we-
Dude,
That's why we have borders, right? We don't want immigrants.
can
coming
you
to the
let
country.
me finish talking?
Yep, go ahead, bud.
Why did you interrupt me?
Because I think you're trying to shift the goalposts, and I think you're
Shifting the goalposts. Okay, so
no,
shifting.
yeah, you want to make it seem like allowing
God.
they weren't going to
Bro.
allow 3,000
Bro.
people. They were just trying to come to the Republicans. Heck no, that's not what they were trying to do. They're trying to come to the Republican side. Heck no. You know that
The
bill
bill
was
was fucking
1,000
drafted by a Republican.
3,000 immigrants every
It's not even that
single
they
day.
were trying to come
I
to
don't
the
care.
Republican side.
Then that
It was
Republicans
drafted by
got-
the Republicans. Okay, are you
That
going to
Republican-
continue to run your mouth and just say words, or can I actually speak, Jack?
Okay, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, and if you interrupt me, what am I going to do to you?
Are you gonna kick me because you're scared to lose a debate?
No, I'm going to mute you so I can finish speaking, Jack. Why are you so hyperbolic?
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus fucking Christ! Where are all these like 13-year-old rage baiters coming from?
Oh, big guy.
Like I just need you to calm down and allow me to finish speaking. We literally have not been able to make it past one singular fucking point, Jack. So now I'm gonna finish what I was saying, little boy. Thank you. All right.
Really
So you said that the bill. So see, what did I say? Now I'm gonna mute you until I could finish speaking. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. All right. So you made the claim that the bipartisan border bill was really bad because it would have allowed 3,000 undocumented immigrants in per week. Question: before that bipartisan border bill was shot. Okay, Jack. Now I am very close to kicking you. You interrupt me one more time and I'm going to kick you. There's no conversation to be had if you can't let me like converse. Like that should be something that is fucking obvious. Something that is like so fucking obvious. Okay? I'm going to need you to allow me to finish, Jack. Okay? I came into this conversation after having a conversation with the last guest that was just as dumb and young as you. All right?
Okay, I
Taylor,
so
thank
go
you for the
ahead.
galaxy, and Judd, thank you for the galaxy as well. So, like, I could do it once, like one super dense, hard-headed guest a day. I could handle it. I expect it. Seemingly, we get one every day, but 2 in a row, like, my patience is fucking tested, like nearly to its max. Okay, so try to act your age, be mature, and please follow like a conversation with me here, please. Now I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. You said that the bipartisan border bill was bad because it imposed a cap of like 3,000 border crossings per day, per week, rolling average in either case. And you just disagreed with that because it would let that amount of individuals in per day. So you were reframing the bill in a way in which is false. So all that border cap did was it gave the president special authority to stop crossings after a particular point that the president didn't have them and still doesn't have today, right? So it just gave the president more authority to shut down the border. And you're calling that a bad thing, and I don't understand why.
Am I good to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why I think it's bad is because, first of all, it's not like this. The 3,000 was the cap because we can't get to 3,000. Like, we already had, like at this time we already have thousands coming in every single day legally, right? Probably 5,000-6,000 illegally, right? And the reason why this bill did not, yes, I agree with you. It would have declined and decreased the number of illegal immigrants coming in every single day. But once you pass a law, right? If you pass a law, what's Trump going to do if he says, I don't want 3,000 illegal immigrants coming through the border every single day. I don't want that. He wants less than that. That's the goal, right? The goal is to have no illegal immigrants come in. Do it the right way. Do it the legal way, right? That's why we have borders, Dean. So that's why I'm glad Trump shut down the bipartisan border bill. I'm glad he did. That bill was not a good bill. It was going to be a law to let 3,000 illegal immigrants come in every single day. How much? Let's look at how much that is a year. I mean, if I go on my calculator, 3,000 times 365 is over 1 million, Dean. Over 1 million. And Trump says, heck no, we're shutting down that bill. It's a bad bill. It would have been a law. Trump says, hey, when I get in office, we're going to change that. We're going to cut it below 1 million. He didn't want to make the Democrats look bad because the bill didn't pass, or he didn't want to, it's not that he didn't want them to look good. It's a bad bill, Dean. It is.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the 3-minute speech. Just repeating the same thing twice. I don't know why you did that. But anyways, so I'm going to go back to what I was saying. What authority does the president have right now to shut down the border through an EO at all?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What authority does the president have to shut down the border with the use of a memorandum or an executive order at all?
Yeah, you can easily sign an executive order. Basically patrolling.
Actually, no. As it relates to immigration law, that's not necessarily true. That's why it required Title 42 during COVID. A bill through Congress was required. Congressional approval for some immigration issues is required, right? The president can't just say border shut down, then the border shuts down, right? It requires Congress. Now, all that this bipartisan border bill did is it wanted to give more power to the president to make that decision on their own. Right? And it just gave them the power to do that if crossings were to exceed $3,000 per day or per week. Now, the issue with what you're saying is well, it's bad because it allows, right, 3,000 in per day. Well, if we follow your logic, he left. If we follow your logic, the natural conclusion of it is obvious, right? All that this means is right now, today, we're allowing infinite undocumented immigrants in per day. Because right now there's no cap, right, at which a president has that special authority to shut the border down. And obviously you're going to disagree with that. You're going to say, well, no, we're not. We're not allowing that many immigrants in per day. Okay, well, all that this means is that the bipartisan border bill wouldn't have either. It just gave the president more power to shut the border down than they would have had if the bill never passed, and it never passed, so therefore the president doesn't have that power at all. So, at the end of the day, the conclusion that is natural would be, you want the president to have less power to shut the border down than more power, yet you're screaming that we should shut the border down and have zero entries? That's very hypocritical and contradictory. Anyways, he left. We're going to move on to the next guest. I apologize for, being a little bit ruthless with there. I definitely could have been a little bit kinder to him at the beginning. Just the two back-to-back guests are absurd. I expect guests like him. I do. I truly do. But back to back is nuts, man. It is so hard for me to deal with that level of denseness for two guests straight. Welcome in, Friday. Do you support Trump?
All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state
Yo, fucking preach, Fetus. Yo, Fetus was preaching, so I let him up there for a couple seconds. Very nice, very nice. Moving on to the next guest. He was reading off the 14th Amendment. Very nice. Let's see here. Teresa, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Teresa. That is kind of you. And then also Cade, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Cade says, thank you for all that you do as a trans person. It's nice to see somebody sticking us up for us in times like these. You're awesome. You're awesome too, Cade. Thank you for the love, and I appreciate you for being here. As well as Shirley with another $10. Thank you, Shirley. If you are watching, and you want to support me, you want to support the stream, you want to support what we do here, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. They go directly to me. As well as you can add a message that I can read off.
Dean, I love you.
Whoa. Moving on to the next guest that I could read off to everybody watching. But let's go to get that next guest, Michael, loaded up into the box. And how long have we been live? We've been live for, like, what? That's crazy. Only like 2.5 hours? That can't be right. Oh, no, we've been live for like 3 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, I was going to say. Let's go to move on to the next guest, everyone. Let's get that next Trump supporter up in here, guys. Make sure if we are in that queue that we're following the rules. Brooklyn, thank you for the $10 on YouTube Super Chat. Saying to somebody with a father that immigrated to America, it's sad for people to automatically think that they're all criminals when most are hardworking people like my dad who got away from violence or others. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. It is literally just political propaganda to target people, and it's completely unjust. Welcome in, James. Do you support Trump? All right, James isn't here, so we're going to go through the rules back up on the stream. Everybody, real quick, take a look at those rules. Make sure that you're following them if you are in the queue and you want to come up. I'm really hoping that at this point we could find somebody who isn't like 18 and super duper dense. I think that'd be great, honestly. I think that'd be great. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
I personally do not support Trump.
All right. Hope you have a great rest of your day then, man. Let's go and move on to the next guest right now. What's up, Hudson? Do you support Trump? All right, Hudson's not here either. Moving on. Oh, dude, Cody's back. Why does this guy keep on requesting? Why does Cody keep on, what does Cody want today? We gotta chat. We gotta check in real quick. Cody,
I love requesting. I love getting online with you.
What the hell do you want today, buddy?
I don't know. Let's talk about something.
Well, so last time we talked about the 14th Amendment, and
I will say one thing. I do have a screenshot of you a minute ago talking about the Epstein files and thing. And brother, I'm pretty sure you're young, right? I don't know how old you are.
I've told you my age like a billion times. I'm 20.
Okay, well, I think you're getting pretty stressed out and stuff, man. You're losing your hair.
Cody, that is the first thing you've ever said in my life that's been true.
Okay, well, I'm saying I'll be stressing or maybe just need to talk to somebody. But go ahead. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a diss, but like, no, it is true. Yeah.
No, it wasn't no diss. I was just telling you, literally,
lot of stress from these lives, man. It has been making my hair thin. I actually started meds. I
literally started a screenshot. I literally took a screenshot and I was like, man, his hair is getting pretty thin for as young as he is.
I know it is, Cody. I agree. Very early onset thinning and balding because of all the cortisol. So, Cody, so the first time we chatted about the Epstein files, the second time we chatted about the 14th Amendment, what is something else that you want to go over today, Cody?
Go ahead.
No, I'm asking you.
What do you want to go over? I like how you did the Epstein file thing, but you back it up with so much. There's not really a lot of evidence in saying what you said. You sent a couple paragraphs in there. You showed a screenshot, and there's not really much evidence to keep backing it up, saying, "Well, the FBI erased this, erased that." I mean, if you're going to put it in people's minds, especially young kids at your age, put a little more evidence into it. Let's just say that.
Evidence for what specifically?
For the Epstein files, definitely specifically.
Okay, very nice, Cody. I've actually changed my mind. I don't think I want to talk to you today.
Wait, can you hear me?
Hi, Bree. Do you support Trump?
Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 18. I just wanted to say keep doing what you're doing, and I think you're doing a really good job. I see you on my For You page all the time. You can let me go now.
Well, I appreciate you so much for your kind words. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Let's go to move on to the next guest, you guys. If we're in that queue, make sure that we're following the rules. Y'all, everyone, just give us a minute here, y'all. All right. Moving on. Here we go. Cody's Interesting. Because he's like a totally incoherent cult member. But he's not always like screaming at me at the top of his lungs either, which is like not typical for people like Cody. Hi,
Hey,
Aaron. Do you support Trump?
yeah, but like, I just want you to know that the weed that you smoke is like also the reason.
I'm sorry. I gotta kick you. You can't say that word on TikTok Live. I'm sorry, man. I don't actually do that though. Fun fact. I don't do that one. I do some things, but not that one. Never voted well with it. Never voted well. Never had a good experience. Or at least hypothetically in Minecraft, right? I'm 20, so. What's up, Aiden? Do you support Trump?
I don't.
Base, man. Let's go to move on to the next guest. All right, we got Leo loading up. Here we go. Yeah, Parker's the elevated one, not me. I also don't know how he does it for like the debates. It makes you like super forgetful and shit. Like I don't think I'd be able to debate if I was on that.
Brother, I'm just a rapper. I did not mean to request, but keep doing what you're.
No worries, man. Appreciate you for the love, bro. Let's go to get that next guest, Augustinian, loaded into the box. Here we go. Chat. So, you support Trump?
Yeah.
Age, please.
19.
What year were you born in?
2006.
And why do you support Trump?
I support him mainly because of his abortion policy.
Okay. So you want less abortions?
Yeah, I'm pro-life, basically.
Okay.
Fully pro-life. You can see from my profile, I have St. Augustine there, so basically I'm a staunch Catholic. I support him because of his abortion policy. No president in basically my lifetime has been as pro-life as him.
Okay, quick
And
question.
that's why I
I
support
know
him.
that Leo is not that big of a fan of J.D. Vance or Trump. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, do you like
that's
agree
the
that are you like pretty far against their immigration policy, like Leo?
I would honestly say this. In some part, yes, because technically the deportations are bad, obviously, because Catholics are going to come there, and especially in the Archdiocese, in the California area, the things they're doing are not just, obviously, but some deportations, like deporting the MS-13 gang members, are obviously just. But I would say that about Vance, like he didn't even
Actually,
genuflect
do you
in front
quickly
of
mind if I ask you what state are you in?
Connecticut, New Haven.
All right. Wow, New Haven. I've been there before. Nice place.
Yeah, I know the accent. I'm technically a U.S. citizen because I was born over here, but I live abroad, so yeah. But I'm technically a U.S. citizen.
Oh, you wait. What time is it?
In New Haven.
Oh, wait, I thought that you just said that you live overseas.
Yeah, I live overseas, but I have like 2 times on my phone, so yeah. In my time, it's
What is election day?
What?
What is election day?
What do you mean? What is election day?
When is election day in America?
November 20.
What's that?
November 20.
He got. He left on his own. He's paused leaving right now. He's paused leaving right now. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. Let's gonna get that next guest loaded in. Yeah, he left on his own. Yo, Steven! Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Appreciate that, Steven. Steven says, can you please let people in Utah know that they're not alone, and if they'd like to get plugged into the DIM party, they should send an email to vicechair@utdim.org. The VC's name is Susan. Yo, shout out to Susan. If you're in Utah and you're a Democrat, go to utdim.org. I endorse that message. Being a Democrat in Utah is hard. Welcome in Life at the Liquor Store. What a name. Holy shit. Very sad name. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do. I support. Yeah, I do. Now, those last two guests, they were clearly xenophobic. My stance on immigration is not what they say. That's propaganda. But the HR2 bill was a lot better than the Langford bill. I will argue on that. So the last guest, I feel like the non-citizens, the way you guys are talking about it, like a non-citizen and an immigrant are way different things. Two vastly different things. So you can't conflate those two, because a non-citizen is not an immigrant, if you get what I'm saying.
Can you turn off the music in the background?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get to a quieter place.
Should
Okay,
say
that better.
Non-citizens are separate from undocumented immigrants. I mean, the way that I use the term non-citizen, we like include undocumented immigrants. It just also like include like residents and whatnot. Also, I don't think that you're cool enough
Yeah,
to be
but it-
listening to gorillas. Turn it off. Very bad. They're good band. You don't deserve them. Now, what I'd like to say to you is, why do you support Trump?
My main reason why I support Trump is the draining of the swamp, getting rid of the deep state, rescheduling Schedule F, right? And
The
last
dra-
time you wouldn't talk about Schedule F because you don't know shit about it because you're half my age, which you don't know a lot, which that's okay. And that's fine, but you come off very condescending and pedantic at times, and it just comes off very shallow, you know? So I think you should work on that part of narcissism because like a malignant narcissist is very bad. You know, that's the worst type of narcissist is a malignant, sir.
Okay. What a weird detraction. What's your fucking problem?
No, no, I don't have a problem. It's just the way you come off on people. Like,
I gotta
what's
say,
the
no,
point?
like imagine that you're having a conversation with somebody about politics, which is what we're doing right now. And it's like you're asking them like why they share their perspective that, you know, they do. It's like your first time meeting them. And then they start to kind of explain it. But then like midway into their explanation insofar as why they support like Trump or Kamala Harris, for instance, they just redirect all of their energy to you and they're like, you fucking dumb narcissist. You're half my age. You're a baby and don't know shit. Like, okay. All right. I mean, I don't know what your problem is, bro. I'd suggest you calm down. I don't know if those cortisol levels are going to be good for your heart.
No. It's
I don't know. You sound around like 65, 70. That could be damaging. It's important to, you know, keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, get back to what you were saying. You were talking about how we want to like drain the swamp. I mean, I don't know. I think he is the swamp. You know, like the big reason that I've been talking about for the handful of days before now that I really hate that we think would classify him as a member of the swamp would be like executive order that contradicts the 14th Amendment. That one's a big one for me right now. I mean, he's trying to play dictator. He's trying to take the power vested in Congress to like amend or change the Constitution and put it into the executive branch by passing executive orders that explicitly contradict the Constitution. I mean, if that doesn't scream swamp, then what does? You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I get where you're going with the whole unitary executive theory. That's basically what you're describing. And yes, the founding fathers did describe about this, and he's going to exactly what Stephen Miller, right? And I'm not a big fan of Stephen Miller, but yes, this is what they're doing. This is Stephen Miller's the architect of this, and he literally said that if we have to use executive orders, then that's what we're going to have to use because why? The Democrats have made this land so decrepit. They have made it so that anybody can come here, do whatever you want, and basically desecrate this land, burn the flag, which burn it, but at least have a political reason. Just don't burn it for no fucking reason. Like they're literally out there burning flags for no reason. If you're going to do it, at least have a reason behind it. Know what the whole meaning of burning a flag is. And that's my whole purpose is the whole cultural rot that's been going on for the last 4 years.
I hate to be that guy. I don't know what burning flags or like cultural right has to do with if you do or don't support Donald Trump passing an executive order that attempted to ban birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants.
Well, those are anchor babies. So now you're bringing in anchor babies and birth for citizenship, right? Birth for tourism, and those are two things that no, we cannot allow in this country. Do they allow that in other countries? Can you do that in Mexico? Can you do that in Spain? Can you go overseas and do that? No.
Okay,
Fuck no.
so point number one, it's funny because I bet that you're also, you know, like pro-life and whatnot. So when it's a unicellular organism, it's a baby made in the image of God, but when it's a newborn, it's a goddamn anchor. You know, very very demeaning rhetoric. Point number two.
No.
Point number two, you said that
I'm not pro-life.
Point number two.
I'm not pro-life at all.
Okay, that's great.
Never
man.
claimed to be.
So point number two, you said that, you know, we shouldn't allow the children of undocumented immigrants to be citizens. Well, guess what? They are by the 14th Amendment, right? And if you want to change the Constitution, you go through the legal channels and you don't sign an illegal executive order into law.
When was the 14th Amendment written? What day? Wasn't it literally after what happened the day before the 14th Amendment was wrote?
Oh, I'll
do you
tell
know
you.
what happened?
So the 14th Amendment was written on 1865, and it was written in response not only to the end of the Civil War, but also to the Dred Scott case, where we had SCOTUS rule that black individuals born in America aren't citizens. Wow, I thought that I was young and
at the
didn't know my
time
history.
that was arguable.
I thought that I was young and I didn't know my history. What happened, man? Actually, I'll have you.
No, you do. You do.
So go ahead. What's next?
No, I would say you do, but I would say your view on people when you come across like the last people, they were clearly xenophobic. Like, I mean, come on. Anybody who's that fucking xenophobic, you should have just kicked them. I mean, they were literally being as xenophobic as they could be, right? The literal definition of xenophobia is having a fear of a foreigner, right? I don't fear foreigners. I'm obviously a product of foreigners, correct? You know, from Mexico. So
I think that you're pretty xenophobic. I mean, you're telling us that you support, Donald Trump breaking the Constitution by trying to revoke birthright citizenship from the children of undocumented immigrants. Like, can we agree that the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil are definitely covered under the 14th Amendment?
Yeah, it's arguable, and yes, you could say that. But was the soap? That's what I'm saying. Every case needs to be looked at because not every case is the same. Some people use it like what they do in Mexico with the sea tails and the whole organ harvesting. I mean that's real. They do this, and they keep the fetuses alive too. That's another reason. See, my whole thing is like if a woman wants to have AB, I have no problem with that. It's not my body, but you're not going to sit there and deceive the lady and then keep the fetus
you
alive
just, like,
and then
bro,
harvest the organs.
I don't understand what's going on. I just asked you a simple question. Do the children of undocumented immigrants fall under the 14th Amendment? And then
Yes.
you responded
Simple
to that,
question.
and,
Simple
and,
answer.
and then you
yes.
responded to that by
Yes.
talking about like organ harvesting from babies. You know, like let's
Well,
just
because
stay
it
on
all
topic a little bit.
coincides.
Okay, how does
It does, it
okay,
coincides.
fine. How does organ harvesting babies coincide with the 14th Amendment?
Okay. Because what about people, like I said, that only are literally having babies to harvest them? Like they're literally breeders. Do you get what I'm saying? So that would protect those people. Say if they come here only the sole purpose just to breed, right? Like they come here, that sole purpose. And you think this doesn't exist, but it does. There's very sick individuals on the other side of the border, right? That are part of the sea tails. And these people do have these and they'll come here and they'll do that. So every case needs to be looked at individual. That's what I'm saying. You can't just look at this as like a one fix all for
I'm confused of what you're accusing people of. They're coming. What do you mean they're coming
There's
here to
people-
breed? Like, first of all, like this is like dehumanizing
for
rhetoric as is.
organs.
Okay.
No, like okay, how many times can a woman get
Can you give me an example of an undocumented immigrant?
a man can make a baby every
Can you give me an example of an undocumented immigrant coming into America, having a child on U.S. soil, then taking their organs from their body, and this having relevance to the 14th Amendment? Like, can you give me like something to do with
and
those?
I'm being
facts?
hyperbolic, right? I'm being theoretical. I'm saying in theory, right? I'm saying in theory. I'm being theoretical. See? That's why I said everything needs to be.
I'm not gonna do it. No, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, man. I want to repeat his argument, just so you could all hear it. He just said that he does not think that the children of undocumented immigrants born on American soil should be considered citizens because, in theory, an undocumented immigrant could come onto American soil, give birth, and harvest their organs. What? What kind of lunatic shit is that? That I gotta say, it's like that is like the most like lunatic argument I've ever heard. I that one's gonna go down in the books for sure. Like that is like a lunatic. Like I don't even know if it's an argument. Like that's just like completely like I don't like it's hard to find words to describe that. Like what the fuck? I don't know. It sounds interesting. And even if that has happened, how does that relate to the 14th Amendment? I don't know. Part-time content creator. I appreciate you for the galaxy. That's very kind of you. Welcome in, Caesar. Do you support Trump?
I actually voted for Trump, but I'm so disappointed of my vote.
Dude.
The only reason I voted for him was because he promised something that I was concerned.
Yo, listen.
Mike,
If you're telling me that you no longer support Trump, then you've already done the work on yourself, and I'm really proud of you.
thank you.
Of course, man. You have a good rest of your day. Seriously, Caesar. I think that's awesome. Let's go and move on to the next guest, y'all. Let's go and move on to the next guest, guys. Joyce Marie, you've been spamming a bunch of MAGA shit down below in that comment section. I sent you an invite, Joyce Marie. I'd love to chat. As well as, once again, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Oh my God, I didn't even see this until now. Yo, first and foremost, Suzanne, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo 12 minutes ago. Suzanne said, trying to educate people, saw your first live today. Suzanne, thank you for being here. I'm hoping that you're enjoying, like the first live. We do these every day. I love what we do. Thank you, Suzanne, for the $20. Show some love to Suzanne down below. But then also, Mr. Kevin for the $100 donation over on Venmo. Yo, dude, Kevin, I absolutely do not deserve that at all. Thank you so much, Kevin, for the crazy, crazy love. Kevin says, thank you for your tireless efforts to debate Trump supporters and forcing them to defend their positions. I'm a director for a nonprofit that provides housing for the homeless and firmly believe that we need to address the rising poverty levels in the USA. Kevin, spot fucking on. You are so cool. Like being a director of a nonprofit to address housing for homeless. That is like seriously like one of the best things I've heard about somebody doing in a long time. So that is really awesome. You're so cool. You're so cool. Thank you. Now, everybody, please show some love to Kevin down below in that comment section. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. It's gonna get JJ up in the box. What's up, JJ? Do you support Trump?
No, I just want to say I love you so much, and I'm a huge fan. Thank you.
JJ, I appreciate that, man.
USA, USA, USA.
Hey, Finn.
Iceland, 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 Iceland.
Anyways, dude, JJ, man, I appreciate that, dude. You're gonna grow up to be a good man. You know that, JJ. But one thing I will recommend is during your youth, you know, make sure you take time. Don't focus on politics too much. You're like 12, 13. Have fun with your friends. You know, don't be succumbed by politics. Welcome to
Hello?
LA. Age?
18.
Don't believe it. Moving on to the next guest. We got crew still loading up, and here we go, y'all.
How's it going, Dean?
It's going all right. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, then take that. Is that a Dexter profile picture?
It may be.
Yeah, get that shit out of here. You know who'd be on the list?
Trump.
I didn't say it. You did. How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
2006.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I support him for his immigration policy.
Okay. That chewing's really fucking annoying, and we've been talking about immigration policy for the last 2 hours, so I'm gonna have to pass. Sorry, man. I rarely pass guests, but I'm gonna pass that guest today. Yo, Emily, thank you for the $10 on Super Chat. Emily says, how much Congo water / food money did we raise, Dean? Yeah, Emily, we ended up raising $8,700, which was awesome. You could actually see the receipt of that payment being made to the nonprofit in the announcement channels in my Discord. So that's super cool. Welcome in, John Doe. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you?
22.
All right. If you could disconnect any and all Bluetooth devices connected to your phone so I could hear you a little bit better, that would be fantastic.
One moment.
That kind of hurt. I need to. Okay. And anyways, John Doe, go ahead and take it away and tell us why you support the worst president of your life.
Obviously, is immigration, supportive of that. But I know you've been talking about that a lot. But,
Okay.
how do you feel about his Lincoln Riley signing?
The Lincoln Riley Act? If I was
Yeah.
president, I would have vetoed it.
Can I get your reasoning on that?
For sure, because it allows for undocumented immigrants to be deported based upon the accusation or arrest of a violent crime without due process and being found guilty of said violent crime. So in other words, we're deporting potential rapists, potential human traffickers, potential child rapists, potential murderers to roam free on the streets of other countries, putting their citizens at risk.
So you would rather have them here than there?
I would definitely rather than be locked up in American jails than be walking on the streets of other countries freely. Yes.
Okay. Does that mean that you're taking away any, stance upon, Lincoln Riley himself?
Did you say himself?
Herself, I apologize.
Yeah, I think what happened to Lincoln Riley is sad, and I just wish that the Trump administration didn't take it and politically charge it to use as a weapon against liberals, and I really wish that they didn't take it and put her name on a bill that will only ensure there's more women like Lincoln Riley in other countries because we're freely deporting potential rapists and murderers to roam free on their streets.
And how do you think we should go about, us paying, to house and feed them?
Yeah, we should. We should absolutely be sending American tax dollars to keeping rapists in jail. Think about it. Would you be okay with some of your taxes going towards preventing rape?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There you
There's no
go.
question.
There you go. Right? We prevent the rape by putting them in jail compared to just freely deporting them back over the border without any criminal processing.
I mean, it's not like we're just tossing them over the border, though. They are being turned over lawfully to their government.
Yeah, but lawfully, their government has no reason to criminally charge them in their country since they don't have a guilty verdict from an American court. And obviously,
We
they
do
don't have
provide them
access
with
to like the evidence that we have either.
What was that?
And they obviously don't have access to like the evidence in the American criminal justice system that could have been logged in that court either. And you know, like most like criminal courts or civil courts would require a prosecutor. That prosecutor having evidence to case data, and they'd have to build that case. There'd have to be legal arguments back and forth, and nothing in the Lake and Riley Act ensures that that process will exist if we were to deport an individual accused of a violent crime to another country.
I can agree with you there.
That's why I think it's a bad bill.
Okay. I wanted to ask you something else. Do you remember when Kamala, however you pronounce her name,
Kamala,
when she was running for president? Do you remember when it might have been her team, I don't know, but her team had released images of her in some kind of McDonald's uniform or something like that? Do you know what I'm referring to?
I don't know if they ever released pictures of her in her McDonald's uniform where she worked when she was growing up, but if they did, okay. I mean, that was a response to Trump saying that she never worked there, which was weird.
But you do know that that was fake, right? That the actual images of that girl that had been photoshopped wasn't her.
So then it was likely not like released by like the official campaign, but rather just circulated online. If it was likely to be fake.
It was put on her Twitter, but they obviously did remove it after, you know, the evidence had come forth.
Okay, so seemingly like somebody, like one of her like social media interns probably found that on the internet, thought it was real, and tweeted it out, then removed it when they figured out that it was fake. I mean, if like what you're describing is true and it actually happened. I mean, it's also possible that it wasn't fake and like you're just kind of giving me conspiracy theory, but I mean, I think that this is pretty like literally compared to the lies that Trump has told, such as the idea that the big beautiful bill ensured no tax on tips for all Social Security, or that the big beautiful bill is good for the working class, or that he wasn't on the Epstein files when he learned 3 months before he told a journalist that he was.
What about Harris's stance on guns?
I mean, I'm kind of agnostic on AR bans, so therefore I'm agnostic on her stance on said AR ban.
Okay. What about her? I can't remember the exact quote that she had, but something along the lines of, "We will come into your homes and take your guns." Something along the lines of that.
Funny enough, I think that's actually something that Trump said in an interview with Mike Pence in 2018 when he was advocating for red flag laws. He said, let's take their guns first and then give them due process second. I don't think that's something Kamala Harris said. The closest thing I could think about of somebody who said that is coming from Trump. Like, I legitimately think that's Trump's quote. It was, quote unquote, take the guns first, due process second.
He might have said that. I don't know. I could be oblivious to it, but I do.
Yeah, it seems like something Trump said. Yeah.
I have seen interviews of, you know, Kamala Harris saying that. And they were older interviews.
We're going to
so
come
she
into your
might
house and
have-
take your guns. Well, I mean, I don't think that she would have done that.
I mean, there was multiple interviews of her talking about, you know, wanting to take people's guns and stuff, and you know, her positioning on.
Okay, but when we look at the policy that she actually ran on, that wasn't it. So that's just propaganda.
I mean, yeah, you know, something she says and something she does are two very different things.
Well, yeah, something that she says like 15 years ago is significantly different than the platform that she ran on for the presidency.
Just out of curiosity, what is like one positive thing you could tell me about Trump?
One positive thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's positive. Like recently, he like put a little bit more pressure on Russia. I mean, from what I know, I think that was positive. A little bit more pressure on Russia's sick. But I mean, the only reason why he put a little bit more pressure on Russia was because an ex-president was coming after him on Twitter, not because they're ethnically cleansing Ukraine or anything. But I mean, this doesn't really sound like much of a debate to us. You know, like why do you support Trump? I'm waiting here.
Well, mainly, you know, right now because of his immigration, I do believe that it will help our country in the long run, and I understand that that guy was trying to make that point earlier, but I believe that our country hadn't had time, because over time we've been inflated by demand of products and different things like that, and I believe that our country hasn't been able to acclimate to those as quick as, you know, people would think that we could.
I'm sorry, what? Like, you're telling me that mass deportation will be good in the long run. I don't think that a forceful layoff of 8.3 million workers and, like, excommunicating 12 million consumers that is going to reduce our GDP by trillions of dollars per year is good in the long run. Like, what is the argument that somehow killing our economy now will help our economy in the long term?
Well, our economy has, you know, been severely inflated, has it not?
When you say inflated, I don't even know what you mean.
You know, just the cost of living in general.
The cost of living's gone up. Sure, the cost of living's gone up. Probably should have voted for Harris. She ran on policy to keep that down. Trump just wants to make it go up higher, but that's neither here nor there. What about mass deportation in the long term is going to reduce the cost of living? And how's this relevant to the overall argument?
Not reduce the cost of living, but fuck, what was the point that
I feel like you're just basically saying we need a hard reset the economy, like it's a fucking like Xbox or some shit. I don't know. No, like that, like yeah, just hard reset the economy, kick everybody out, right? Kill all the businesses, make everybody broken poor, and we're gonna do a hard reset on the economy. You know, lock in hard reset. Let's go. You're like, come on.
I don't believe it's a hard reset. I believe it's, something that we definitely need to acclimate to, that we definitely haven't had time to.
Words that didn't really mean anything. I'm gonna be honest.
About your opinion on the crime rates going up because of deportation, I was curious a little bit more about that.
Okay, yeah, it's because like it's gonna hurt the economy so much that it'll drive up poverty. With more poverty, will cause more crime. But I mean, you specifically asked about crime rates. Okay, that one's pretty easy. Undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit crimes. You remove them from America, the crime rates go up without any change in like nominal, like without any change, simply because then you have a populace with a higher propensity on average to commit crimes.
So because of the fact that somebody could become poorer in general, do you believe that they would turn to crime?
Yeah, that they'd be more likely to commit crimes. Yes.
What crime specifically? Just curious.
Like, dude, literally every single crime outside of like pedophilia, I think.
So you think it would just be a means of robbery?
Dude, like every crime. I think that you like almost like every crime is going to be like some result of like your material conditions, and the worse your material conditions are, the more likely you are to commit crimes. And I mean that's like an abundant, obvious like truth.
So you believe that domestic crimes are also going to go up?
All crimes go up. Like, dude, I'm telling you, all crimes go up. The poorer you are. Look at the crime rates, please. It's true.
So inside the mind of you think that somebody who would do those things, would turn to crime because of poverty. What exactly do you think shifts in their mind to like?
No, I don't need to do like a psycho.
Obviously, you don't know.
I don't think I need to do a psychoanalysis of low-income Americans to determine what makes them more likely to commit crimes. Like I'm sure I could give you like a little bit of like a description, like desperation and survival for a lot of them. But I don't even think that description would be necessary, because at the end of the day, it's a fact that they are more likely to commit crimes, and that's the only relevant fact to my argument, that nominal crime rates would go up following a mass deportation.
Putting yourself in, the shoes of people who are becoming, more poor, would you ever see yourself, like you become more poor, you start fighting people, getting arrested for things like that? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I was in the same material conditions that I was in when I grew up, I'd probably be like much more likely to steal food, steal clothes too. Like I could definitely see myself doing that.
That does make sense. I mean, I do understand, like, stress goes up when you are becoming,
Dude, I'm telling you. I mean, please go like, do your own research on this, man. I'm sure that books have been written on like this phenomena, especially a lot of like Marxist literature. Funny enough, I direct you to Marxist literature. I'm not going to be your best source for answering this question when there's just so many abundantly better sources out there for what makes low-income Americans more likely to commit crimes. Now, it still definitely is a fact that they are, and that's the only fact that's relevant to my argument. So I would like it if that's a fact we could focus on.
I mean, yeah, that could be something that probably is something I'm oblivious to slightly. Just understanding the dynamics of it and each individual part of it and breaking down into it is,
Okay, all right. Well, you got to do that, man. I appreciate you for coming up. Seriously, go read some Marxist literature. I don't think I've ever recommended Marxist literature, but one takeaway from Marxist literature that I'm a big fan of is a lot of the descriptions of like material conditions and how they relate to like inclinations towards crime, and how with like an eradication of negative material conditions, we'd see less crime. and have like a more positive society. Like that's a one thing about Marxism that I think is like definitely like right. Okay, Sydney's not here. We're gonna move on to the next guest right now. Let's go to get Ryan up in here. Alexa, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. I appreciate you for the love, Alexa. Let's see 200 Alexa W's down below in the chat. Alexa says, I extremely appreciate you and thank you for spreading education for all the uneducated, brainwashed cultists out there. Alexa, thank you for being here and thank you for the love, guys. Show some love to Alexa down below. Then also Blair, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. Any ideas insofar as why the stream keeps getting blurry on YouTube? Yeah, it's because my camera autofocuses. So if I like put my hand right there and I leave it there for long enough, eventually like the camera will focus on my hand. And I think a lot of the times it happens when I'm drinking something, etc. It didn't happen right there. But anyways, that's what causes the blur. Let's go and move on to the next guest. Everyone give us a minute. As well as Megan, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal, asking me specifically to not read that out loud. So you got it, I won't. Appreciate you for the $10, Megan. Show some love to our donors. If you want to be a donor, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link here in my bio. Cringe. Moving on. Here we go, everybody. This next guest is going to be the last guest of the night. So let's try to make it a good one, folks. If you want to come up and debate me on why you support Trump, let me know. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What do you need help with? Moving on, here we go, everybody. Let's get that next guest, Travis, loaded into the box. What's up? How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born in?
2006. I'm not going here to debate. I was just wondering why you do this. Because I see you all over my TikTok. I was just kind of wondering.
Yeah, I think the main reason why I do this is not even to change minds at the first start, but it's just to get more people to critically think and to value critical thought. I don't know. I think that, a lot of the things that Americans do today, like scrolling on their TikTok For You page or liking Instagram posts, going to the movies, hanging out with friends, like none of these things that are like socially popular promote critical thought. And then the things that do promote critical thought are like typically kind of like looked down upon, like traditional education, etc. So I don't know. I think that this is a really cool way to promote critical thought that's engaging, that's entertaining. But of course, like the second order reason, like motivation why I do this is to change minds. And that is what the natural consequence is supposed to be of the promotion of critical thought. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you're MAGA. Y'all already know. Yeah, brain rot is running rampant. So real. What's up? Do you support Trump? No, apparently they don't. Let's go to move on to the next guest, y'all. We got Nathan and Landon loading up. And wow, Nathan and Landon. What a duo. Nathan and Landon. What a duo. Nathan and Landon. What's up, Landon? Do you support Trump? Okay. We're about to put the rules back up on screen. We're about to do it. I'm just too tired. Honestly, guys, I'm tired today. I didn't get too much sleep last night. Hello, Ace. Do you support Trump?
No, but
All right. We need those rules back up on the screen right now. Bam! Only join if you're 18 plus American MAGA and ready to debate. Yippee! Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Yeah, we got Bridget Bandit loaded up into the box. Let's go to get Bridget Bandit loading up in right now. Hello, do you support Trump? Bridget Bandit is not here. Kaylee, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for the love. Saying Comrade Dean. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a communist. Definitely not a Marxist. There's some takeaways from it that I definitely do agree with. A lot of like the writing on like crime and whatnot. It's valuable.
I wanted to ask you.
Okay, I heard a British fetus and kicked. I'm sorry. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the box. Let's get Maximus right now. Right now, quite frankly. Moving on. Hello, Maximus. Do you support Trump? I couldn't hear him. Okay. We're going to try one last guest here. And then if we don't get a debate with this next guest, we're going to hop off of that. I'm really tired. What's up? Do you support Trump?
6, 7.
Okay. Somebody in the chat saying that the last guy said a slur. It sounded like a slur, but I'm pretty sure he was saying, "Can you hear me?" And he like cut out. I don't know. That's my take. Unless he did just say the N-word. And in that case, very bad. All right. What's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, Saint's not here. Oh, I'm really trying to do one more for y'all, but it's just not working out with this queue. Dude, who's this chirper in the chat? Henry Velois.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to join.
No,
I'm sorry.
no worries. You have a good rest of your day. There's a guy named Henry chirping in the chat. Can we get some L Henrys real quick, y'all? Can we get some L Henrys down below? You know? Get some L Henrys, y'all. All right, we're gonna go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everyone. Just be patient while we're working on getting that next guest. Let it into the box, y'all. Welcome into You Support Trump. No, Rory's not even here. Dear God, chat. Dear God. For everybody on YouTube, how are you doing? I feel like I need to put some more focus on the YouTube chat. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. How are you guys feeling? I don't give you guys enough attention. It makes me feel bad. How we doing? How we doing over there on YouTube, guys? Doing good. Doing good. Hopefully. What's going on? Hold in. Do you support Trump? Dean Arnold says, what's up, Dean? Okay. All right, this is not working out, everybody. I think that we're going to go and end it for the day. But before we do, I'm going to try one more time. Hi, everyone on YouTube. We're going to try one more time. This is the last attempt for the day right now, as we speak. Jonathan. Let's hope that Jonathan is a Trump supporter. Hi, Jonathan. Do you support Trump? No, he didn't. Max, thank you for the $10 saying these trolls drive me mad. Me too, man. Jason, thank you for the $12 on Super Chat. Max and Jason, you guys are awesome. Ooh. All right. I think I'm going to try one more time. One last time. One last shot. One last shot. One last shot. That's right, everybody. We got Jimmy. We got Noam right now. Georgiana, thank you for the $1. Welcome into You Support Trump.
Yes. I just have a question.
Age,
who
please?
do you support?
Age, please.
18.
What time is it?
It is now 8 o'clock.
All right. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and end for the day. Before we end for the day, it's worth pointing out that I think Parker should be on soon, so hopefully you'll be able to see some more debates. Now, before you head out, we do these lives 7 days a week, every single day, and I love them. Apart from a day, I'm not going to lie, guys. I was a little tired today. I had like 5 hours of sleep last night, so I should have known it. Hit the follow button on your way out, okay? Hit that follow button. And then quickly, if you want to be able to get a notification every single time we go live, follow me on Instagram. I have an announcements channel over there where you could get a notification on your phone every single time we start the live. I send announcements out on my Discord and on my Instagram channel. So check them out, everybody. Check them out. If you want to find me on Instagram, just search up Dean Withers, just like on any other social media platform. I'm going to go to an end for the day. I love you all. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Fun life today. See y'all tomorrow. Peace and love. Bye-bye.